The following stream contains mature content and subject matter. Viewer discretion is advised.
In the beginning, the Maker formed the angels of the dawn, whose purpose was to carry the will of the Maker with creation. Humankind was our highest, finest, and ultimate creation.
We were commanded to love you as we love the Maker, but ordered to hide ourselves from you. When forced to choose between those two commandments, we chose love. The simple act of revealing ourselves to you was our undoing.
Our love of you led to revolution in the heavens. The merest caress of God's wrath was sufficient to rend the spheres asunder, leaving the world a bruised and battered husk of what was once paradise.
The first murder was man, and our noble warfare turned catastrophic. Thus began the time of atrocities. We ruled the world for countless ages, slaughtering the heavenly host and pulling down their prisons of stone and iron.
But in the end, it all came to naught. The race of Adam and Eve buckled from the weight of revelation and turned their backs to us. With the war lost, we expected destruction.
But the Almighty had a far more terrible fate in store. He condemned us to darkness eternal, an endless, empty existence devoid of purpose. In the end, our sacrifice was forgotten because history is always written by the victors.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to McStabber Studios' Demon the Fallen stream, Demon the Road to Hell. I am, of course, your storyteller, Shanky McStabber.
I am Synthraziel, the devil, and I possessed Vivian Ash.
And I am Erizeth, the Scourge, and I possessed Virginia Waugh. And I'm sorry, I'm about to lose my grip on my character already because Maddox said his house symbol was the House of the Flamey Sword.
We haven't started yet, so it's not out of character. You're fine.
Speaking of Maddox, hi. I'm Carsador the Malefactor, and I possessed Clark Miller the Reporter. Well, reporter. Tabloid.
Hi, I am Nibas the Fiend, and I possessed Alice Elizabeth.
Hello, I am Trimdeziel the Defiler, and I possessed Kathleen Stone.
I am Druliriel the Slayer, and I possess Michelle Mars Porter.
And I'd like to first welcome all the viewers here to this one. Last week when we were with this group of Fallen, they began their investigation into the college, where they found, well, there were some problems. First of all, we had Virginia, who found out some info on the student who died, passed that info, found the info out with the assistance of Michelle, passed the info over to Vivian and Clark, who did some reconnaissance, found out about a necklace. Kathleen found out about the house and got permission to enter the house of one of the victims of the attack. Alice had an ingenious plan at the library with a camcorder, got some info, and they found something is under the library they haven't got to explore yet. And then, as exploring the campus, the betas were having a party that night, and this choir of demons showed up to it. And they had themselves an unexpected visitor, one who tried to enlist them to join, as he called it, the winning side. And when they refused it, after a display of power of making a man try to kill himself, who was ultimately saved by Virginia, the man burst into flames in front of them. And we're going to actually pick up shortly after that. The events we're starting with tonight are right after this party, where the group is, of course, Virginia notified EMS, and then everybody unasked the premises along with all the other students that had been there. And this choir of demons have gathered off campus, and I'm going to turn it over to you all to discuss the events and what you each feel you learned, if you learned anything, and I'll turn it to the players. And yes, Vivian, you did come downstairs and have to straighten your clothes, but you got them. Your shirt wasn't tucked in, sorry. But you managed to catch up with everybody.
Lovely. So what I miss?
They're toying with they're toying with us and toying with the people here. That man burst into flames. So
Oh, that's disconcerting, to say the least.
Yeah, they tried to recruit us and proclaim that they are the winning side. But history's always said that if you have to proclaim that you're winning, you're actually losing.
Yeah, that makes sense. So we had one dude burst into flame. Looked like there was a dude injured.
Yeah, the dude that burst into flame actually commanded the guy that was injured to break a beer bottle and stab himself in the neck. I applied pressure, prevented him from bleeding out, called EMS, and now he'll recover.
Good job. That's terrifying. Well,
I doubt he'll want to drink beer anytime soon.
probably not. I got a useful tidbit of information myself. The gentleman whom I was with let slip that apparently the Sumerian mythology professor has recently become a customer of his. So that leads me to believe that if he wasn't before, if he's not new, then that means that his habits have changed recently, and that could mean a few different things. But one of them could be that he's possessed. So
Worth looking into.
I'd say so. We were already going to, so sounds good to me. Anyone else get anything? Anything
I
that might help
managed
us track this thing down?
to pick up the burnt guy's wallet. Used to work for campus security.
That explains how he got into the girls' dorm.
Gotcha. Okay, so we need to find out exactly where this guy is, and he's obviously not going to be easy to subdue if he's got power like that already.
A bullet seemed to work for one of them.
We'll find out.
I mean, did he jump? Like, is he actually dead? That's the thing.
Oh, I doubt
Fair.
it.
Fair points all around.
I doubt it. Probably landed right into another thrall somewhere. Getting under the library. That might be something I can help with. I know somebody involved with construction.
What do we think might be down there? Maybe like a like a cult meeting?
There's definitely some power being used down there. Repeatedly.
Oh,
At the
boy.
very least, maybe useful to see where all it goes, used for our own purposes need be.
Mm-hmm. Because even if he can't get the layout of the place, he might know somebody that works on campus that does and can help us out.
Okay, so I think maybe we've had enough action for one night. Maybe in the morning we get ready to attend some of these clubs with extra focus on mythology and finding out how to get into this area beneath the library.
I have a meeting with Virginia's boss in the morning. I'll get in touch with my guy that works in construction after that. And then meet y'all back here before the meeting, before the club meeting.
Okay, that sounds good. Well, anything else? Anything we need to mention? Speak now or hold your peace until later, I guess.
Well, considering there's been a death on campus, I was going to say we don't want to get caught here per se, especially if we're going to make repeated appearances since we are obviously not. Well, sorry, some of us are obviously not students.
I mean, anyone who saw that didn't
Mhm.
really look like anyone contributed to it. Looked pretty self-inflicted.
It's not like they're not suppressing all the deaths around campus anyway.
True,
Right.
but they could always what is it? Frame us if we're making too many appearances. Let one slip through, as it were. But I don't know. Maybe I'm being paranoid. I had a patient who was talking about stuff like that, and so that's why it's on my brain. So I apologize.
I disagree. Forensics could easily find my bullet and trace it back to my gun. It is registered.
Ooh.
Was there a body left for the security guard at all, or was it just burned?
It was a burnt up, fucked up corpse. It didn't burn to the point there was nothing. It burned up as if a person was put in a fire. Though the floor wasn't scorched, nothing else was scorched. You might be able to explain it as spontaneous combustion occurred tonight.
Looks like you might need a new gun soon, Clark.
That was my intent.
Well, let's get back to our homes then and I guess rest on it.
So the choir goes their separate ways. Of course, it's been a busy day, and while you are fallen angels, your body still requires sleep. You still have some of the failings of mortal man. And Virginia, I know you go home and check on your kids, make sure they're okay. But as you go to sleep, with the coming of the dawn, you all can replenish up to your pack level in faith. If you've spent any of your faith, you get that back. That way you have some faith returned. It is a new day. You can give back 1 willpower each at the start of a new day. Now, we have things planned today. I know, Virginia, you have a meeting with your medical director.
Mhm.
Vivian, what is everyone else planning to do? Or do you want to wait for Virginia's meeting to end before moving forward, or what is the plan? Anyone have any plans they need to do before that meeting?
Just working until about 2 hours before the club meetings. So
Okay.
Indisposed for a while.
Okay. So, Clark, are you going to find a new gun?
I mean, sure. Might as well get that over with.
Now, I will say this is the year 1999, so they don't have a database that has the ballistics of your gun. Computers just can't store all that shit right then. So, but you will want to at least get somebody who knows how to deal with weapons to work your barrel a little to change your ballistics pattern. So you're off to try to make sure you're not about to get hit with something with a crime later. Alice, what do you got?
I think I'm actually going to go talk to Dante.
Okay. I'm going to make a note that one so we can do with that one. You're going to talk to your contact, Dante. Well, contact is a general term.
Loose phrase,
Yep.
I imagine.
Kathleen, you have a date today with the mythology group. But what else are you doing?
Kathleen has to just see her normal patient load. If there's any cancellations, she'll try and move her later in the day patients up if possible, so she can get out and be where she needs to be when she needs to be there.
Perfect. And Michelle, what is Mars doing?
Probably going to wait till after the meeting to really get in contact with anybody.
Okay. So, Virginia, as you're on your way to speak with the medical director, your boss, who is something a little more than that at the same time, you said you were looking, are you going to contact any of your other contacts, or is it going to?
I'm going to wait until after the meeting.
Till after that meeting?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you arrive at the home office for your hospice group, and you're shown right in to meet with
Dr. Moore.
Your boss, technically?
Mm-hmm. The medical director.
Yeah, technically.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Dr. Moore, good morning. And I shut the door behind me and sit down.
Ah, Virginia, good to see you. Look, that was you, wasn't it?
Yes. What I want to know is why a CNA went back after I dismissed her.
That one I don't know.
My supervisory visit with her was over.
I'm going to make a note of that and find out. I'm just trying to figure out.
Well, how we do it is she's gone into remission. We give it about a week. If she's still doing well, then we discharge her because she no longer qualifies for Medicare to pay for her hospice.
Yeah, it's just she was in stage, and they're not really believing the whole. I mean,
I can give it back.
You could, but that's. I know Virginia's in there somewhere still, and I know that's not what she would do.
No,
but,
it isn't.
I
I haven't yet. So it's not going to be gone forever. I didn't stop the issue with her cells replicating indefinitely. She is going to eventually get it back. She is just in remission right now.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, we could tell him technically to pound sand, because, let's put it a different way. We could tell him, it was miraculously cured by a fallen angel.
We could, and then they wouldn't believe anything.
Exactly.
We could tell them the truth, and they wouldn't believe it. They'd think we were bullshitting them.
Right. And then there'd be conspiracy theories about, the whole thing again that keeps going around. They've got a cure for cancer. They just don't want to do it because it's not profitable.
Exactly. So the fact is, she has somehow gone into remission. Stranger things have happened in hospice. Lori, you know this.
Oh, I know. I've seen it. It's just, it was
Sometimes
shocking me.
people get better.
I know. Oh, trust me.
And then they get worse later.
And when you say that, she actually reaches up, puts her hand over her heart.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I know. People get better sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
I shouldn't have been surprised you with what you did for me, but that you could stop cancer.
She was in excruciating pain. I tried to relieve her pain. I went a little overboard.
Well, you did good, though. You cured her of cancer.
She'll have at least another 2 years, maybe, before it starts to rebound and come back.
Well,
But that's 2 years of good quality of life.
Man, you could do it again in 2 years.
I could.
I can't get over that it's all real. I just can't.
You'll get used to it.
really.
Yeah, you will.
I dedicated my life as a medical professional to science, to
It is science.
medicine.
It's just an advanced level of science. I understand the intricacies and on an intimate level of how cells work.
It'll never ceases to amaze me.
I have forgotten more than you all have ever learned.
Now that is frightening, but also a little sad.
Indeed.
Well, we got to look at your schedule the upcoming week.
I will be off on Monday. I have to take my kids to camp this weekend.
Okay. Gotcha.
So
Now, you're supposed to be on call again next week,
that's.
but
I just got off call.
yeah. I don't know why Nancy did this. She's fucked your schedule up again. I'll talk to her after this and get her to shift you off of on call.
Okay. Thank you, Lori.
I don't think she likes you.
Well, I can solve that too.
You're joking, right?
The Lord giveth and the Lord taketh away.
Like I said, I'll never understand.
No, I'll let you handle her. If she's not doing her job properly, perhaps she needs to be replaced.
Now that might happen.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll look into the CNA for you as soon as she's out today, but I'll get back to you.
Okay. But next week, like say next Tuesday, I'll discharge the patient.
Okay.
So just put that on my schedule.
Anything else we need to talk about?
No, I'm looking into some stuff at the college. Seems like there's some bad stuff going on there that's getting swept under the rug.
Like what kind of bad stuff?
Kids are getting murdered.
Haven't heard that on the... Well, okay, you said it's getting swept under the rug. I wouldn't hear it on the news, would I?
Mm-mm. So, I'm thinking it's folks like me, but not the kind that are benevolent to you all.
I've got a friend that's on the board of directors of the college, so I will... she's on the board there.
Mm-hmm.
I will see what she says.
Excellent.
See if she knows anything. We grew up together. We were like besties.
Good.
So
Good.
maybe she can tell something.
That'd be good to know. Thank you, Lori.
Yep. I'll give her a call when we're done.
Okay. I've got some other people I can talk to. But
Okay. I'm good.
You
That's good.
take care of that heart now. I did what I could do. You still got to take care of you.
I know. Look, I gave up the smoking
Good.
and
Eating better?
trying.
Are you walking?
I'm desk bound now. I don't get to walk as much as I'd like. But I'm not going back to the hospitals because next thing I know, you'll have to try to figure out a way to heal, my sciatic nerve acting up again. So
I could do that. Keep it in mind.
yeah, I still don't want to go back to the hospital.
All right, Lori. Well, I have some things I need to get done before I see some patients. So,
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. And she goes and you see her writing something. It looks like she's writing a note to call the CNA in to talk to her. And as you leave,
I'm actually going to walk by Nancy, the scheduler.
and when you get close to her desk, she actually looks up. What do you want?
Keep fucking with me, you will regret it. And she just smiles and turns and walks out.
And there's an indignant look on her face. And she starts to sputter, but she doesn't get anything out as you head out to your vehicle. Now, I know you wanted to contact somebody before
Yes,
you move to the next
that's
one.
going to be Raymond White, her other thrall.
Okay.
So she's actually going to go to, because she knows where he's working right now.
Okay.
She's going to drive by there.
He's actually working He's downtown. He's actually rebuilding a club that recently burned down.
Oh, okay.
Yep. And when you go down there, it was totally gutted.
Mm.
And he's in there clearing it out. Now, you recognize the club. You know which club this would be. This was the Succubus Club. It just recently burned down. It's a Chicago hotspot.
Mm. Hey, Raymond. Ray.
And he holds up a finger, and he finishes loading up 4 bags of concrete onto this little wheelbarrow. Johnny, just go ahead and push it up. I'll be right back.
She actually hands him a coffee. She grabbed him one on the way.
He takes it. Now, see that? Need one of that. They've given me, I got 4 apprentices here today that are reporting to me. So I got my damn hands full. Did you spike it for me?
No, but I'll swing back by this afternoon and give you one that is.
Oh, thank God. I told him I don't want more than 2 apprentices at a time.
I know, but you're good at your job.
That doesn't matter.
They want you to teach the young.
You're going to make me an alcoholic.
Now.
The last one I had over there, the dumbass kid, he actually looked at me and goes, could we load less bags of cement on the wheelbarrow so it's easier to push? I'm like, you're just adding more load. You're doing more work by...
Wearing out those knees instead of that back.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, God.
Well, Ray, I need a favor.
What you got?
I need to know more information about the tunnels and things under the library at the university.
Oh, steam tunnels.
Yeah.
Oh, God, they run everywhere under there. And if you
Where's
listen
the access points to those?
Trying to think of when the last time I did construction there, we had a contract that we did for them a few years ago. It was when they were renovating the arts building.
Mm-hmm.
We did a contract for them. I mean, the basement of most of the buildings have an access to it, but if you're looking for an external access...
Somewhere close to the library, if possible.
I mean, how dirty are you willing to get? Because I know some easy ways to get in there.
Okay, tell me the easy way and then tell me the hard way.
The easy way is you go in the sewer nearby. Go in the one... so you mentioned the library, right?
Mm-hmm.
I know there's only one library off campus there. If you go down the alley beside the library, go in the sewer drain there, and then just go west down the tunnel, and you're going to find a locked door.
Okay.
Now, I'm not going to tell you how, well, I'll tell you how I know about that.
Was that where y'all were going and doing the job?
No. I only know it's there because growing up in Chicago like that, my brother and I, we used to skip school and we'd go, if you go in the steam tunnels there, there's it was a lounge, I think it was a break room. Nobody was ever in it. So we'd just hang out in there all day. So, yeah.
Okay.
But that'll get you in there, but it's a maze of tunnels. And the hardest part is once you get in there is finding anywhere to go. It's unless you've got somebody that, can, part bloodhound, part, I don't know, guide. Good luck finding anything.
I think we can do that. And yeah, it definitely seems to be some weird stuff centralized around Central Campus, like around the student union, between the library and the student union, that kind of stuff.
That place has always been weird as shit. You get this weird vibe depending on where you go on there. It's always, I don't know.
Always.
Well.
About how far back do you think that's been happening?
I mean, my brother graduated, finally got his degree. It was great. Got his master's about 4 years ago. And when we went there, it was off. It just, where they did the graduation, it just didn't.
Where did they do the graduation?
They did it in the main assembly hall. They didn't even get a nice place for the graduation. You got a goddamn master's. And they didn't even do a nice place that year. Yeah, I know. I told him that's what he gets for
where is
wasting his
the
money.
assembly hall? That's right near where all that is, where the student union is and all that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's right by the main building.
Is there an access point to the steam tunnels from there?
Should be. Most of the buildings should have one because since they're using that for the heat, they run the pipes through to every building, so that probably would work.
Okay. I'll keep the sewers under the library in my back pocket, just in case.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they've fixed the lock since the last time it's been 30 years since I went down there, but
yeah.
But it should
But
still
locks
be there.
are generally meant to keep folks like you out.
Well, yeah, they didn't do a good job, I can tell you that.
All right, Ray. Well, enjoy your coffee. Try not to kill your apprentices, and I will promise to swing you by something a little more enjoyable this afternoon.
Perfect. And you see him, oh, God damn it. Tony, stop. You just broke the fucking bag. Now there's concrete everywhere. God damn it. He goes, I'm gonna go choke him. And he turns and walks off to head towards, the guy has to be about 21, 22 years old, but he just picked up the bag and chucked it. He appeared to be showing off about how strong he can throw a 50-pound bag of concrete, and it broke open. Mm-hmm. Concrete's everywhere.
Mm-hmm. And she just laughs and gets in her car.
Okay. Anything else before we switch scenes? Or
nope, that's it for
That's
me.
it for you for now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I see. Let's deal with Alice talking to Dante, because that's a good one to kick over to next. Because that's something you can do earlier in the day. Now, Alice, I know the nightmares are still, even though you are a fallen angel, you still get the nightmares, though the reality of them is different.
Very.
You picture things from the war. Sometimes you even see the battle between Michael and Lucifer, except your brother is Michael. You know that's not right. But you're going to reach out to Dante. Now, you could call him by his celestial name, or you could go to the station where he operates out of. It's up to you.
I'm going to go to the station he operates out of.
Okay. So you go down to the paramedic station he operates out of, and when you pull up, ambulance is in the bay with the doors open. It's still morning time, but they're washing the vehicle, getting it cleaned up. And you see Dante's there. He's working. He's over there. He seems to be watching them with the water. And like a lot of times when you've seen Dante at his job, when they're washing it, he seems strangely focused on watching exactly what they're doing. But he finally notices you and comes over. Hello, Alice.
Dante, how are you doing today?
Trying to figure this shit out.
What do you mean?
I've told to make him wash the truck. We washed the truck. Tomorrow, I'm going to have to tell him to wash the truck again. I'm still not understanding this odd fascination with repeating these actions every day when they don't make a difference. It seems futile. The children of the All-Mother and All-Father are still stuck in this loop of doing the same shit for no reason.
Not all of them are. Some of them enjoy it, I believe.
It's almost like their eyes closed again and they don't remember why we opened them in the first place. It's sad.
Their eyes were opened to a lot. Their eyes are still open. They just choose to close them for certain aspects.
We've got
That is their choice, though.
It's a long way if we're going to rebuild. I mean, we've got to get them to care about more than the ground they stand on to try to... I just don't understand. It's so hard. I feel like it's all wasted. But I know you didn't come to hear me talk again about, me wishing I could remember more.
I was gonna say, are you always so philosophical in the morning?
Yeah. I swear, if I could
Speaking
remember,
of
if I could
road,
remember more of my time before.
repetition and desires and falling back into old trends. Enjoy it a bit.
I can't. I know if I could remember more from before we were trapped, I know I could open their eyes, but I can't remember it anymore. It's gone. Bits and pieces. A lot of it's lost. Why didn't we design them to hold more? Okay, I'm not going to get started again. So what are you here for?
Have you heard any rumblings? People injured for not exactly in mundane ways?
I mean, this is Chicago. Got bad news for you. We ran a call for 4 shootings, a stabbing, and a rape yesterday. And that was in my 8-hour shift for just the station. You might need to be a little more specific than that.
Anything near the college?
The college. Trying to think. I haven't had any calls to the college.
Has anyone?
I can check my logs, but I don't think we've gone to the college lately. Yeah, I don't think we have.
Odd. I'd imagine you get lots of calls for alcohol poisoning.
Well, there's a number of stations, so what ends up happening is normally the closest ones get it, and then it fails over. If all the units are out doing something, it'll go to the next closest, and it fails over. But I know I've been to the college before about alcohol poisoning. 6 months ago, we had unconscious subject. We get there, alcohol poisoning. They couldn't wake them up. I mean, what's going on over there?
I'm trying to figure out. People have died, gone missing, but nothing seems to leave there.
Do you think it has to do with some of us?
Yes.
Because I'm telling you, 2 days ago, I felt some of the weirdest shit coming from the park not too far from the college.
Oh?
Yeah, oh.
Like what?
Somebody was just really fucking with creation. Yeah, I mean, it was like a beacon in the sky. I was like, holy shit.
Weird. Anything else?
No, well, I'd be lying if I didn't say I was curious. So when I got off my shift, I actually went to the park because I knew it was at the park. And I felt the area. I went and I could see, I sensed what was going on there. And I caught somebody watching me because I could, hackles back of my neck stood up. When I went to confront them, they disappeared, but not like poof, gone. Like they took a step and then took another step, and then they walked under the arch, the flower arch they got there. And when he stepped through the arch, gone. Now I know what that is. That's one of our kind. I just don't know where the portal went because that's not what I do. I don't know the other end of the damn portal, but he was watching me the whole time.
Watching you do what?
Check on, I suspect he was there doing what I was doing. Now, there's not many of us in the city, and it's not one I've seen. But
New, maybe.
Yeah, maybe new or something, but he was checking on what we were doing. Or what I was checking. So I think I surprised him and got there, and while he was doing what I was doing, see what was going on. That's a lot of power used.
I will let you in on a little secret. Someone is definitely summoning new ones.
I mean, look, most of us were given things we're supposed to be doing up here that involve bringing, you know, my feelings on it, ones that I don't think it's conductive to continued existence if we followed bringing them to this planet, bringing them out of the prison. I'm sure somebody's following their orders. Sure as hell wasn't me. Doesn't seem to be you, or I wouldn't be talking to you as much. But somebody's got to be following orders, right?
Seems to be. I guess, just let me know if you hear anything.
I'll keep my ear out and I'll keep my senses going. There's missing people, strange deaths. I can do that. There'll be a cost if I get one, because somebody told me the other day, you know, you can't be giving it away if you're good at it. I don't know what she meant.
I mean, I did give you information.
Yeah, every night I see her on that corner, she got a lot of friends. Damn it, now I just remembered. Holy shit, that's a hook. Oh, never mind. I told you this memory's so jumbled up, I'm picking through bits and pieces so often. I'm surprised they haven't cut me yet, but I can always remember the stuff when it comes to something that'll save their life. That's about it.
And that's what really matters, I guess.
Yeah.
What your job is.
Yeah. Yep. But I'll let you know if I hear anything. I'll reach out to some of...
I go.
Yeah.
I've been a little bit bored lately. Wondering if you had seen any goodies across your travels.
I mean, look, I thought you got... Never mind, that's right. You always did have you always did like to be fun with things, didn't you? Even during the war, you like to play around. Okay, yeah,
I mean, I like to experience new things.
Okay, well, there's a new club. Roberto over there told me about it. There's a new club opened up, and he said that if you're into living on the edge, you should go to that club. It's called the X Chain.
I'll have to check it out.
And he, when he told me about it, he emphasized chain. I get the impression it's a place where pain and pleasure are equally on tap. But you can always find, he's not supposed to be doing it, I know this, but he likes to do X, that ecstasy shit that fucks with his brain. He loves doing it. He gets some of the best shit there he can find.
And you're the one with the poor memory.
I've got a good memory. There's just holes in it.
Exactly.
No, I got to get back.
Don't stress too much.
They're washing
Dante.
it. They're done washing it, which means we're going to be driving in about an hour, and then we're going to have to wash it again tomorrow. I don't understand that.
So make it less repetitive.
I tried that. Damn fire chief comes down and says, look, you're supposed to make sure they're got a manual here. It says if they have nothing to do, wash the vehicles. They've got rules for everything. I thought we were bound. Jesus. Okay, I'll talk to you later.
Thanks, Dante.
And he
Let me know
turns.
if you hear anything.
He turns and he's shaking his head as he's walking because he's not quite understanding things. And now, what are you doing after that? Anything else?
I think I might actually go by the set for a bit and see if they need help with anything.
Going to check to see if the divas were ever, or the diva was ever, he ever got out of his fucking trailer.
Yes.
Okay, so you head over to your set. The mythology group isn't meeting until later in the day, so we don't need to do that one yet. But who else needs something? Virginia, or not Virginia, Vivian. It's a slow day. It's Thursday now, and it's a slow day for you, slower than you expected. But as the day pulls on, you get through being bored, I'm sure. What is, anyone else have something to do before we move on to about mid-afternoon? Or I think we're good.
Can Virginia possibly cross paths with this CNA at one of her appointments with the patients?
No, you don't. She was off today. That's
Off? Okay,
Yeah,
I
she's
thought
off.
she was out, not.
No, she was off.
She was out seeing patients.
Yeah, she's a part-time CNA.
Got you.
Yeah,
Okay, that's fine.
maybe very part-time if she keeps it up.
Yeah, I just wanted to sniff her out, basically.
I get it. You make a note.
Yeah.
Anyone else want to do anything before we get into the later of the afternoon?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I'm going to place a little, demon cell phone call to the demon contact I have.
Oh, you want to contact that? Let me give anyone else who wants to do a scene a chance before we cut to yours.
Absolutely.
Anyone want to contact anybody before we go on? I'm not going to make you role play out getting your barrel fixed there, Clark. That's not that difficult. You know?
Michelle would like to call Mark, her thrall
Okay.
bass player.
Okay. You can just send a mental message to him because he's your thrall. And
Yes.
when you send a mental message, reach out to Mark. Oh, hey, Mars. How you doing?
I'm okay. How are you?
And I'm getting ready for the gig this weekend. You're going to be there, right?
Of course.
I know you get distracted some days, and
Yeah,
but
I know.
it's no fun when you're not there. Plus we don't even get the same size crowd, really.
What can I say? I was just wondering, actually, have you heard of anybody in our crowd going missing? Like fans, followers?
I mean, you know how it is. There's people coming and going and coming and going and coming and going. The
Yeah.
core are the really reliable ones. But,
Or even like an attitude change, you know?
that's interesting. I don't think I've seen those, but I heard Arnold that runs the bar that we like to play at.
Yeah.
He said his bouncer hadn't showed up for work this week. I only found out about it because he was asking me if I knew anybody who wanted to bounce. And I made the joke you would expect coming from me. I was like, what, basketballs? What are we bouncing? But yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that's the one that I bounce at.
I think he was hoping, I seriously think he was hoping I would tell him you're looking for a job and he could pick you up. But
Yeah, my hands are a bit tied.
I told him I've been
already.
trying to pick you up for years.
Well, you know. Yeah, if you see anything that's just out of the ordinary, I guess, and if any of your fans seem a little weird.
I'll ask some of the other bands. I know a couple of them, small. I mean, Chicago's a big place, but it's a really small community for us. So I'll ask around to see if anyone's missing anybody or.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I can do that. Find
Alright,
out some
well,
stuff. There's a number of us around here. I'll let you know. I'll contact you. Well, same way you contacted me.
that would be greatly appreciated.
And if you don't call me before then, or I don't call you, can't wait for the night to play because I haven't got to see you lately. We've been So busy. Everyone's so busy. We haven't had a gig lately. And now here we go. We got a whole week of them coming up. So
That is true. That is true. I've been writing, trying to get inspiration, so we'll see.
I still can't get over. I know who I'm talking or who I'm speaking with, but there's just so much of Mars still there. You're still Mars.
If I could explain it in a way that would be understandable, I would try.
I'm not going to lie. It's made our band a little more popular, though, because your new lyrics, you bring in some shit. I mean, it's dark, but people eating it up.
Hey, it's what I do.
Yeah. Just don't go too dark on us.
No, of course not.
And anyone else want to do anything before we're done?
Just me. If
I know you
was
wanted to do
gonna
the cell
say-
phone. Anyone else need a contact?
Kathleen actually might reach out to, she wants to reach out to her demon contact on her lunch.
Okay.
Because, Rivka, I
That
think is the celestial name.
that is their
So-
celestial name. You
yeah.
call out their celestial name,
Yep.
and they respond because, well, you've called their celestial name. Why? Look. Okay, listen, Trimdiziel,
Mm.
you got that for emergencies. If this isn't a fucking emergency,
Well, it could be an emergency. I wanted to let you know because a member of your house is in the city and they are not keen on playing nice. So I wanted to let you know. It's important. Sharing, the sharing of information. So
God damn it. Yeah,
If
I know. My house is not known for playing nice. Jesus Christ.
no. You have been nothing but nice.
Well,
I'm
I
not
know I
trying
have,
to-
but you know what I'm saying is there's a reason we're not known for playing nice because some of them act like fucking animals. You would
as
think,
that may
yeah,
Well, that may be the case, but I'm sure if I say the Butcher of Sagoon, you're going to know who I'm talking
Jesus
about.
Christ.
Yes.
He got out? How the fuck did he get out?
Some dipshit kids were tricked into summoning him.
Wait. They got his name?
Yeah, somebody supplied these kids with his name.
That's how the fuck did they get his name? I'm gonna tell you something. Look, there's not many of us here.
Mm-hmm.
Tragoth. You don't know him. He's one of my house. He disappeared last week before, something like that. It's one of us. He's not there. He's not answering when I call his name. Look, I just said his fucking name.
Yeah.
He's gone. I don't know where he went. I don't know if somebody put him back in there. I don't know what happened.
Did he have any connections? Could he have fled if it came to that?
The odd one about him, I don't know why he picked who he picked. Nothing to do. I mean, the one he picked made no sense. He took a body of a secretary and it didn't fit the house at all. I'm not quite sure why he took that one, but now he's gone.
Where was the secretary?
She actually works City Hall.
City Hall.
Yeah, she's the. It was funny, pretty funny on this one. He made a joke about it. He was the executive assistant of the assistant associate director of parks. That's a lot of assistant levels down.
Yeah. Well, someone has to be at the bottom to scrape the shit, as it were. So.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, I don't know where he went. I've said his name a few times.
Well,
Because we were working
there's
on a
Hmm?
project together. We had a little thing we were going to do.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry that they're missing. I'll be honest. Some friends and I are trying to figure out who gave these kids the name to summon the butcher.
Yeah.
But what we have pieced together so far is that it seems like they obtained the name probably from the college campus. So we're trying to figure out what that's all about right now. But it's been kind of weird so far. So though I'm kind of, I don't know, was your friend, do you feel like your friend was one who would have taken the necessary steps, done something like we would have seen during the war, for example? I mean, that might be why you can't contact them.
I just rolled a legacy roll on him. Got 5 successes. Pretty good. You mentioned the butcher.
Mm-hmm.
Dragoth and the butcher. They served together a bit during the war. They were both in the same legion. They were. I mean, Dragoth was never like the butcher, but up until things got real bad, Dragoth kind of looked at the butcher as a mentor, even though what you're doing pretty horrible. We all did bad things, so I'm not going to hold it against him. He turned a new leaf. He had decided, they, same as I did, we made a mistake. We shouldn't have done what we'd done. But him and the butcher, God, you think somebody might have got the butcher's name out of him?
I suppose that's a possibility, but I'll keep it in mind in my searching. So
I'm not going to lie, Dragoth wasn't he was never the best fighter of us, but I wanted his help because what he could do with plants was amazing.
Well, we all have our own unique gifts and talents. Fighting does not have to be something that we are all good at. I do not purport myself to be a fighter either, so.
Yeah, but like you said about our house, this house, my house, we're known for fighting. But,
I don't know. I will tell you what, I will keep my eye out. If I run into Tragoth, I will let him know that you are looking for him. So, or that you're concerned at least. If he seems like he's in his own right mind, if he is a problem, then I will probably not send him to you. So.
Oh, now that you've told me he's here, please don't say his name again. We'll just keep calling him the butcher. He won't hear us.
Oh, yeah.
I'm surprised he's not asking you why you're saying his name now.
No, the butcher.
Yeah, you said his name.
I don't think he wants to. He wants to probably bark up that tree right now. So.
Okay. Yeah, I'll keep an eye out for the butcher.
Oh, yeah, I know. I mean, I will. I'm looking for the butcher too, but I'm gonna keep an eye out for your friend as well. So.
Well, please let me know, because
travels.
Like I said, we had a little project we were gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we were gonna sneak in one night, and we were gonna make all those flowers over there bloom because it's out of season. We thought he was gonna do that, and then at the same time that morning, I was gonna make sure that there was a butterfly on each and every single one of the flowers, so that when the first people came down there, all they saw was these flowers that aren't supposed to bloom and all these butterflies. Try to remind them of what they lost.
That sounds very sweet.
Trying. They're so fucking dense.
You might be in the wrong profession then if you're trying to get through to them. So.
Well, I'm trying to fix it. Things were so much better then. But we do our small parts, right?
Indeed we do. Indeed we do. We have to. It's up to us. It's up to us to keep it. Keep the ship going in the right direction. So.
Yeah. It is. Well, I've got to break this off now because the manager sees me talk to myself again, and I don't know why they get so worried about that.
Get some headphones so you'll look like you're listening to music, just jamming out, mumbling lyrics to yourself.
I can do that.
I mean,
it's a good idea, actually.
That, or get yourself like a paper phone or a paper cup. Put it up to your ear so it looks like, screw with them. I think I saw that in a cartoon or something. So
they'll have me locked away within a week.
Well, if you get locked away, let me know. I'll come get you out. I think I can talk to some people.
Yeah. Okay.
Have a good one.
Hey, keep on the fight. Keep going.
Always.
Okay. And then you break off of that one. Anything else you're doing?
No, not right now.
Okay. And I know we still have Virginia wanting to reach out. Who are you reaching out to, Virginia?
Ragdan the Emerald.
Nah. There's Eth.
Yeah.
You calling me?
Yeah.
Oh, how can I help you with my magnificence?
Couple questions. You know about anything going down?
Let's not do it this way. Why don't you come to my alley? I'm actually in my alley this week. It's kind of crazy, but
okay.
Too many people. Too much shit's going on.
Okay, I'll be there. Give me 10 minutes.
Okay. And when you head there, he calls it his alley. And he means it because when you go down in it,
he's the only one in there.
He's not only the only one in there. When you come down there, he's got some cardboard boxes that he's built as almost a throne. Welcome before Ragdan the Emerald.
Don't go spreading that around too much now.
Oh, it's you. Welcome to my magnificence.
Well, Arazeth the Mother appreciates your gracious welcome.
When you say the mother, though, he shudders. So, yeah, look, I didn't want you to keep using the thing because I've been, some weird shit been going on with it.
Okay, what's going on?
I've been sensing more than usual of people talking to each other.
Really?
And I'm not talking people.
Yeah. Because I know what you mean.
Yes.
Where have you been sensing it?
It's just randomly. There's more of us here in the city than I was aware of.
Oh.
Or revealed themselves before. I don't know if they're new. I don't know. I've been reaching out because Ragdan the Emerald is all-knowing.
Yes, well, I will tell you that there are some Raveners in the city.
Jesus.
And they have sights set on the university right now.
Well, at least they're picking there.
They had a whole swath of young university children summon the butcher.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
Oh, don't worry, I got his real name.
Mm-hmm. I just love saying that, Jesus fucking Christ.
I know.
Great, isn't it? He leans in. It's almost as fun as going, God damn.
I know.
I almost want to tell him, God already damned, and now he's gone.
He damned and left town. He went to go get cigarettes and never came back.
And as always with Ragdan, even though he's a demon, you know that your mental facilities are great. There's still that mix in him of, he's not quite sane.
Yeah, no, he's great though.
But you've never figured out whether it's Ragdan or the body he possessed.
Right.
That is,
it doesn't matter. He's
from.
great.
They have bled to each other in a lot of ways.
Yeah, so basically kids have been going missing and getting murdered at the college, and everybody's sweeping it under a rug. And one of the defiler, I'm not even gonna say it's a defiler. I have no idea what the fuck this thing was, but it's definitely a ravener. They wanted to sway us over to their side, and then when that didn't work, self-combusted a thrall.
And he reaches into his pocket. Hang on. Damn, it's not in that pocket. Hang on. Ah, here it is. He pulls out a monocle, puts it on his eye. Now describe it again.
And she does.
Bear before Ragdan the Emerald.
And she tells him everything.
Oh, I see it. The fuck was that? How did he burn like that? And it's obvious he's using one of these things he makes.
Mm-hmm.
He makes a number of little odd things that do odd bits.
Mm-hmm.
And as you describe it, it's almost as if he can see it.
Mm-hmm. And there's definitely been use of our flavor of power under the college over and over.
Did you feel the wrongness yet?
Yeah.
I just noticed it not long ago.
You know anything about putting souls into crafted things?
Well, of course. I've done it a lot of times.
Souls that are willing.
We didn't find many of those. I mean, we got a couple humans that did that all the time. That was during the war.
Yeah, I got a friend that came across some things that he created, and they were tainted with that wrongness.
Wait, he made them and somebody else put something?
Uh-huh.
No, you can't do that. That's impossible.
No, that was done.
No.
Yep, that was done. You know anything about removing it?
I didn't think you could do it. Hang on. Ragdan knows, but he cannot say. Mysteries must remain. That sounded weak to me.
Yeah, that's weak.
No, I don't.
Okay.
But did it have anything to do with the wrongness?
Yes, a whole lot of it.
I've been feeling it lately. It's been spreading a little more. It's only bits and pieces. I get a whiff of it here, a whiff of it there. A feeling.
You know what? Give me a call when you feel it. Let me know where you are.
It's almost damnedest thing. It's almost like I feel it in my tooth. Well, he had a cavity, but I healed that. But I still feel it like in the cavity of the decay of it. That's how I feel it when I'm nearby it.
Okay.
I don't know what look, they're real good at working the metals. I guess they learned that well from us when we taught them. And something about this, I call it my lucky molar now. But
you want me to take a look at you?
I mean, I'm not going to do anything about it. Don't mess with my molar.
It's always an option.
No, I like it. I healed it. It just, right now it's telling me when bad things are around. Why would I want that? Are you trying to get me killed?
No, of course not.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
Okay. But the whispering is what's bugging me. I keep catching pieces of it.
Yeah.
There's more of us here than there should be, and it's almost like a rock in a pond. It's ripples of communicating. I don't know who it is. I don't know. I can only ever pick it up in bits because you know how hard it is to hear when we're talking to each other? Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
I said it again. I love that word.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I actually, not going to lie, one of my people last week, he come by and he brought me a sandwich. It was a good sandwich, too. He was being generous for Ragdan the Emerald. When he gave it to me, I told him, Lucifer praise you. I never saw somebody run so fast. Little do they know. Little do they understand.
Yeah. Oh, that without them.
I gave up trying to explain to him that you shouldn't worry about Lucifer. It's the other one you should actually worry about. God's never done shit for him.
Yeah.
Everything, I mean, look at this city, how they've corrupted it. We taught him, Well, my house taught them this.
I know.
I mean, I like it. They call it concrete. I love it beneath my feet. It feels good. It's earth. It's here. But they twist so much. Instead of making beauty. But I convinced an architect to sign on.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna inspire him a little bit?
No. I gave him a better understanding of how you can actually shape the stone and the earth.
Excellent.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent.
And I find it funny because I know enough about this world now to understand how weird it is when this architect comes and speaks to Ragdan the Emerald in his court. Because I make him come to me if he wishes to speak with me.
Oh, you're gonna have everyone calling you, aren't you?
No, they don't call me. Only a few know my name. You. My thralls. Such an odd word these humans have come up with.
Yes.
And a crow.
A crow.
Yeah, I don't think it knows my name, but I told it that it wasn't showing proper respect. He looked at me funny and then flew off. I'll find him. Teach him respect when I get hold of him. I'll build a cage and he'll sing forever in the cage.
You know, they don't like to be caged.
He won't have a choice. He'll be dead anyway. You mentioned souls. You ever put a soul of an animal into something? They sing forever.
That's not okay.
What are you, a bloody devourer now?
No.
Really?
You understand what I did, yes?
Yes.
Why would I ever think that's okay?
I know what you did during the war, too.
Yeah, but what did I do before that?
They were the lesser creatures. This is what they were there for.
They weren't there to put their souls in something to make them sing forever.
Well,
they were there to live their experience and die.
no, wait until he's almost dead then. Is that it? To keep him from going
Do what you're gonna do.
I'll keep him from going wherever the hell the Slayers claimed they went. I asked them. They never told me. Wouldn't tell me where they go. I'll save him from that.
All right, well, again, if you hear anything, feel anything with your lucky tooth, let me know where.
Ragdash the Emerald will allow you to leave then.
Okay.
And he gets up and he does an elaborate bow. And there's a glitter in his eye, but then the glitter shifts and it's back to madness. You're still not quite sure whether he's actually insane or it's just the body or it's an act. You've never been able to track down which of it is.
I want to roll a legacy to see if he's always been a little kooky.
Okay. Wit's legacy.
What a brilliant use of that mechanic.
That
Holy
actually
fuck.
is Wit's legacy. Difficulty will be 6. 'cause
I will
didn't give
burn
you
a
one.
willpower to get us.
Oh, you are really wanting to know. Got it.
Has my friend always been this nutty?
I will let it roll. Let's see how many you get.
That is 4 successes.
4 successes. You know, you can remember a time when he wasn't like this. But at some point during the war, you never found out what happened. Something happened.
He cracked.
And afterwards, he was always a bit unstable. And he got even more callous than most malefactors are.
Mm-hmm.
He began to understand that the earth is malleable, stone is malleable, and so are souls. And he didn't care what he did with a soul as long as it made whatever his project was work. But he also became unstable. And while madness did not exist prior to the abyss for an angel, you got eccentric from time to time. And in his case, he loved making things that were functionally useless by war standards. A cage that sang. in a world of birds.
She just gives him a placating smile and turns and walks away.
Okay. And we're coming up close to break, but I'm sure that you all need to have a demonic cell phone to share things before we kick off into the big meat of it, where you've got your investigation. So I'm
getting away from his lucky tooth before I do.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. And I'm going to let you all have a demonic choir. The choir is going to sing together for a bit.
Well, did anyone get anything? Anything more, at any rate?
I found out there's some access points to the steam tunnels under the college. Also, friend of mine's been picking up a lot of chatter. A lot more than expected.
Oh, that's not good.
I mean, I've learned we've been causing some chatter ourselves.
Not just us, Mason. I'm saying he's been getting it like all over the place.
Oh, yes, I know. I'm saying we were seen at the park.
Do you know by whom?
I don't know if they saw us in particular. They knew that we were there. Knew that something was happening. One of them was my friend Dante. He's harmless. Another one, I'm unsure. Seems to be a malefactor or a fiend, potentially. Was watching Dante. They were approaching since they felt our activity. But that's all I know.
Carsador, I also found out that it's really unlikely someone else put the soul in your knife.
Are you saying I did it?
I don't know. But you knew where it was hidden. And another of your house thought it impossible that someone else could.
I may have to speak with this other one of my house at some point.
I can arrange an introduction.
Trimdesiel, I was actually wondering if you, for that mythology club thing, needed any backup or a cover story. I was thinking maybe I was a truant student and you're sort of the counselor that's been assigned to make sure I get involved in extracurriculars to keep me out of trouble.
I mean, sure, if you want to tag along, anyone who wants to tag along is probably should be fine. I'm sure if we all go, they're going to be like, why are there so many new people interested in the club, as it were, especially if it's nothing serious. But if it's something that is serious and we all show up, I don't know that we all want to get caught at the same time, as it were.
We can all be nearby and you can call to us.
Should we split up
Sure.
for the other clubs, just in case?
Sure.
Gives us a reason to be there.
I will say I reached out to somebody and they said that one of their friends that was like us went missing a week ago. They've called their name. They have not responded. They have not been at their job. So they just poof. I know it doesn't coincide with the butcher's arrival, but they were unimpressed that the butcher was in town, who, I don't know, we probably should have taken him out when we had the chance. So
And we could always summon him.
That is true. If we need someone who's very skilled at fighting, we'll say, that's not good. And I don't think that makes the situation a lot more suspect. I don't think we should be going in anything less than groups of 2. So in case we get ambushed by something.
What if we all go in groups of 2 to the 3 different groups?
Mm-hmm.
I'd say
Who
that
wants to
sounds
go
pretty
with me to
reasonable.
Bible study?
I can do that one.
I should walk in and say, praise Satan.
Might be good.
I feel like that would leave me alone with them, and please don't leave me alone with them.
Don't worry.
I can only be
won't.
surrounded by so much inaccuracy.
Might be good to get some footage of some cult-like activity.
Yeah.
Have you read the book? Oh.
Clark has, when he was a child.
Can't say it's been a priority.
They didn't even include the war. What? It's
Yeah,
unbelievable.
I lost interest
This
after
vessel
the flood.
was Catholic.
Ooh.
Makes sense for you to go then.
This vessel's father was Christian. We're both in the same boat.
Yeah, so we'll do the Bible study. Alice and... I'm sorry.
Mars and I should probably go to reading.
Yeah, go to the reading club.
That works.
Yeah.
222.
Yep.
Perfect.
And then, we summon each other if there's issues. Is there... Storyteller, remind me, was there any that were done in the assembly hall?
None of the groups are gathering in the assembly hall for this one because you'd have to have an awful lot of people in the club
Got you.
because it's a bigger building. All of these are sub-rooms of the library, which puts you all close to each other.
Yep. And there is a sewer access near the library to get into the steam tunnels as well. With a locked door to get into the steam tunnels. I'm sure we
Okay.
can get past a locked door.
I think we might be capable.
But
If
there's
the door was-
also probably access in the assembly hall because they use the steam for the heating at the university. So if we get into other major buildings at the university at some point, we might have access to steam tunnels there.
Something tells me one of these clubs is going to have a super secret meeting afterwards for, the true members of the club or something. That's how these cults always work, right? Like,
Of
after
course.
hours, we're going to get into the real shit.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll see you shortly.
See you soon.
And as this choir of demons, because that's what I'm officially calling them now, a choir of demons, has made their plans, this is going to be the spot we go to break so that when we come back to the second half, you can see what happens in the Bible study group, the reading group, and the mythology group. I'm sure all three clubs are completely above board. And we will see you all in 10 minutes, everybody. I hope you're enjoying the show. Get a drink, stretch your legs. Remember, hydrate. Hit the restroom, get a snack. We'll be back in 10 minutes. Welcome back, everybody. Hope you all got a drink, stretched your legs, hit the restroom, all that good stuff. I got a drink. My wife brought me a drink. See? So,
I'm occasionally sweet to him.
occasionally. On the first half, you saw a lot of them gathering intel because they've got trying to figure out a problem. But now they've got a Bible study group to go visit, mythology club, and a reading club. I'm pretty sure that these fallen could teach all three clubs. So, let's start off. As you gather together, I'll give you, do you need a scene before you head to your respective clubs, or do you not even want to be seen together and just go to your clubs independently?
Let's just go to our clubs independently.
Yeah, we're near enough. We can be to each other if we need to. I don't see a reason to meet up ahead of time.
Okay.
Mhm.
And Clark and Virginia go to the place of the Bible study. And when you step in the room, you didn't expect there to be so many people in this faithless world. There's like 20 people in this room. But here's the funny part. There are 14 of them are women. 8 of the women seem to be crowding around one guy. He's rather good looking, actually. But they're all leaning forward as he's talking. And when you come in, he stands up Welcome. Come on in. Come on in. We're just about to get started. I was just helping these young ladies here, and we were discussing Genesis, which is actually going to be the topic of Genesis and its role in the fall. And that's going to be the topic of tonight's Bible study group. But
Can't wait to get started.
I like that enthusiasm. Did you bring a Bible or do you need
and
one?
she actually takes out a really nice, like, gilded-edged Bible that was hers. Yep, sure did.
Does Clark have a Bible?
I look over and grab the first shittiest Bible I can see. Just,
There's a couple of them on a table there
like
by the
what
door.
like the quality you'd find in a fucking hotel room.
Is it stamped with the Gideons?
Well, of course it is. Of course.
Which means that this Bible was taken and brought to a college.
Yes.
Now, is there anything you all want to do before I actually go into the scene?
Yeah, I'd like to kind of get a feel for the folks in this room.
What kind of feel?
I don't know, maybe like a wits awareness to see
You
if
can roll.
anything
Well, remember,
special.
awareness is supernatural, so you can roll perception awareness
Yeah, perception
for
awareness.
just feel if you feel anything supernatural with the group.
While she's doing that, if I can get rid of her goddamn accent in my fucking mouth, may I check the more literal and physical side of things with just like a wits investigation sort of roll?
Of course.
To get a sense of
Do you
what's
wanna-
happened in the space.
I got 5.
You want to roll wits investigation? Go ahead. I'll let you roll that. I love when players tell me what they want to roll. My job gets real simple when you tell me that. You have 5, huh?
Mhm.
This kid there that's got all the women.
The attractive guy?
Yes. There's a faint residue on him of powers of creation.
Mm.
Not tainted, but it's a faint residue. You got 5. With your 5, I will give you, you suspect he was not nearly as charming before.
So someone boosted him a little bit.
You feel it when he speaks.
Mm-hmm.
It's the way his words themselves that seem to have just a light touch of creation.
Mm-hmm.
Would my intuition, specialization, and wits come in here?
Go ahead. I'll let you use that. I am a benevolent storyteller,
All right.
and anyone who says otherwise is lying. Slander.
Your benevolence is never remembered. That is all. Unfortunately, that's not that great, but it went from 1 success to a 2 with the specialization stuff.
2? I mean, nothing really strikes out too much to you.
I'm just annoyed that I got 2 successes on 7 fucking dice. That's annoying.
I mean, the only thing that sticks out a little bit is everyone here is all wearing designer clothes. The guy doing the speaking, of course, he's in a suit that's been tailored. He doesn't have a tie, but he has a suit jacket on, slacks. But his has been tailored. Everyone else
So
is
it's
in
all-
designer stuff.
So they're all from higher income
Money.
like situation.
Mhm.
Okay. So there's no salt of the earth Christians, as they're sometimes called.
Not a 1. And he goes, I'd like to thank everyone for coming, ladies, gentlemen. When he says ladies, he actually looks over at the gaggle of women that were surrounding him, and he doesn't wink or do anything odd, but you can tell the ladies was actually directed at them specifically. As I've said before today, we are going to actually discuss Genesis and its role in the fall. Now, I'm sure everyone is aware, God created the earth in 7 days. We're here to discuss the Bible. Does the Bible not say 7 days?
Are you sure about 7 days and that God actually did it?
Well, see, here's the thing. I understand science, and everyone knows we've done a lot of research. And while the 7 days is in the Bible, you've got to understand that this is about faith. And when it comes to faith, you got to put the science aside and understand the faith of it.
Actually, I know that you can have faith and science at the same time.
Why, yes, you can. And that is important because one of the things that the Bible talks about is you have to have faith in everything. And everyone goes, well, science this, science that. Well, okay, fine. If you have faith, you understand the laws of the universe
If God
were created
had
by
an
God.
army of angels, don't you think he would have tasked them to create?
Well, no, they were not created until after the rest. The angels were servants he created during the 7 days. You laugh. Are you sure you're in the right club?
No, it's fine. Please continue.
Okay, as I was saying, in this 7 days, God created a paradise for the ones to be created in his image, which is us, of course. And in the beginning, you had Adam. And he lived in this Eden, the paradise. See, this was before the fall that we're going to discuss here shortly. But God understood Adam was alone. And so he took a rib from Adam and created a wife to serve, as the Bible says. And they lived in paradise. And we need to really talk about the motivations of the fall. You see, Satan tempted Eve. And I know there's some that like to complain that, you know, the Bible paints women as the fault of the fall. But no, that's not what this is. The blame does not fall on Eve. The blame falls on Satan. Lucifer himself, who beguiled her with his snake tongue. When he says snake tongue, you see two of the girls that he was eyeing earlier and talking with giggle a little.
Yes, you can't possibly expect women to think that they would actually want knowledge for themselves.
God forbade that apple from being eaten, though.
Where does it say it's an apple? Please quote it for me.
Yes, and you are?
Nat, if you would please answer me a question, though. I thought it was a snake that tempted her.
Well, he did. From the
I
tree.
thought you said it was Lucifer.
Well, Lucifer was the snake. There's the thing. That is the interpretation that you have in this Bible. It leaves parts out. The apple. That's become modern parlance. And while it may not have been physically an apple, it could have been anything. You got to understand the Bible may be the word of God, but man had to interpret it. And a lot of times we have to put things in a mindset that we understand, because otherwise the followers, the faithful, can't understand it.
Who is the Bible written by?
It was passed down from the word of God to...
So you're saying that humans are endeavoring to interpret the word of God?
Well, you have to interpret it.
You think you can comprehend the words of the divine?
Yes.
Really?
Otherwise, I wouldn't have faith. The Bible has stood and taught us much. And while, again, some of it you have to interpret, and there's parts that have been removed, but ultimately...
And why would they be removed?
Man is fallible.
And why so many versions of the same stories? Mormonism, Catholicism, Christianity, and then you branch out from there. Hinduism, paganism, Wicca.
See, I'm glad you brought that up with the Bible study with the group here, because it is important to understand that there's only one God. You have all these other religions. They still worship the same God. It may have splintered off. It may have, somewhere along the way, fallible man has changed it. But if you go back to the beginning, it's all the same God, the same creation. And when you have multiple gods, well, of course, but it's still aspect of the same God.
Tell me, who told us to worship God?
God wanted man to worship him. He gave you free
never
will.
Questioned that?
Well, why would we? The divine. Without the divine, there's none of this. And as you all are questioning him, that group of women are starting to side-eye you all with...
I side-eye them back.
Oh, no. Virginia
hostility.
is staring at them intently and just smiling. I mean, she has appearance 4 with the flawless specialty, so she's just like, oh, you were so cute.
But it's really important to understand, yes, there's lots of religions, but ultimately they're still on the same God. There was only one God.
And that's fine. Tell us about the fall. How did that happen exactly?
Well, Eve ate the apple, and because she ate the apple...
So you're blaming Eve? Yeah.
Well, she ate the apple. I mean, it was Satan who did it, and he's the one to fall, and that is why in the end Lucifer himself fell. Him and his rebel angels were sent to the fiery abyss of hell to pay for what they did.
Oh, if only it had been fire.
What?
What?
Both of you give me perception, intuition, please. Or empathy. You can pick one of those. Perception, intuition, or perception, empathy. Pick
I'm going to
one.
spend a willpower.
Okay.
I will also spend a willpower.
Okay.
You said perception, empathy, or intuition?
Yep, pick one.
Oh,
Ooh, that's 3.
I have fucking neither of those skills. God damn it.
Well, you got
All right.
perception. That's mental.
I do. Yeah, my whole 3 dice.
You already got one success.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's actually 4 because of my willpower spend.
Okay.
So, do ones cancel out willpower successes?
No, ones cannot cancel a willpower.
Yeah.
Okay, then I have 2 successes.
Okay. You had 4, Virginia?
Yep.
When Carsador said if it were only fire, his this guy's eyes narrowed a bit. Actually, his eyes narrowed and his pupils slightly dilated, like a little bit of shock, a little bit of surprise at Clark's response.
Actually, I'd like to capitalize on his confusion, if I can, while he's like...
Well, he
looking
he
at
doesn't
me.
stop speaking. It's just his eyes does it.
Oh no, I interrupt him.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Do you always try and seduce your club members, or is this a new fad?
I would never do something as low as that. And the girls go, he's not trying to seduce. We just love hearing him. Thanks,
Oh, of
ladies.
course
Thank
you
Of
do.
course you do.
Because
Tell
he's so
me, how'd you
charming.
get so charming?
The
Because I
will-
know you weren't born with that, dear.
And the will of God.
Maybe he's born with it. Maybe it's Maybelline.
I'm going to ask you all to leave. You are disrupting my Bible study class.
No, I think everyone else but you should leave.
No. Going to ask you to leave. I'm in charge of this club.
I stand up and take 3 Bibles with me.
Okay. You do realize that theft is a sin.
Oh, I'm not stealing.
They were already stolen from hotels.
I'm taking the cheap ones, you see. So you can replace them with better fakes, and then I walk out.
Wow. And what does Virginia do?
She looks at the pretty young things and says, if you care to actually hear the truth, you won't find it out of that liar's lips. And she turns and walks out.
And see, as you've got to remember from the Bible, as you're leaving, you hear him, as you remember from the Bible, the devil will tempt you.
Oh, I'm
And it
not
always
a devil,
comes in a pretty
darling. I'm a
package.
healer.
It always comes in a pretty package, and you got to understand that. You got to resist the temptations. And as you step out and close the door, and now we're going to flash over to, let's go to the book reading club. Let's leave the mythology for last. And as you go in the book reading club, this one is a lot smaller. There's only 9 people in here. New members, and it's a young woman. She maybe 22, 23. Good guess. You're new. Welcome to our reading club. You didn't understand what we were reading this week, but that's okay. Most of the people haven't finished it yet. Last week we switched over to Dante's Inferno, and they haven't even finished. And you don't even say it. You know you haven't finished reading it yet. We got exams coming up. I know what y'all better been doing. And the group laughs, so it's obvious that she's very comfortable with this group.
Is there seating around?
Oh yeah, they're in a circle. And
Okay.
we'll pull you a seat over. Zach, grab 2 more chairs, bring them over for the ladies. Let them sit down. And they pull 2 seats over and everyone starts moving the seats a little further apart. Well, welcome to the group. I'm Mindy. I'm the one who organized this one. And you are?
You can call me Mars. And she just kind of like does like the bent over in the chair.
Wait a minute. Didn't I see you last night or last week at the Atom Bar playing?
If the band was Rage of the Planet.
Oh my God. I've seen you, but you're good. And she actually brings her book over. Can you just sign? I know Dante's Inferno is an odd thing to have somebody sign, but can you sign it? Look, you're getting pretty popular here on the local. I know you're not big nationally, and if people aren't from Chicago, they won't know who you are. I know who you are. Oh my God. Will you sign my book?
Do you have a pen?
And she pulls one. Oh, I've got a pen. Trust me.
All right. Sure.
And she gives you her book of Dante's Inferno. It's a leather-bound edition of it. Not an old one, it's a newer one, but it's leather-bound. She apparently loves her books.
Oh, I couldn't sign this. It's
oh,
too
no,
nice
please,
of a book.
please. It's even better. It's leather. It's going to last longer.
I mean, if you're sure.
Can you sign it, Mars?
Just sign it, Mars.
Oh, the irony. Mars.
Oh, great. Perfect. Oh, my God. My boyfriend's not going to believe it. He's going to be so jealous because he keeps telling me, well, why do you go to this nerd club? And now I'm going to see, look who I met. That'll teach him. And she gets it because, please, have a seat. Please. And your friend? Who's your friend?
Hi, I'm Alice. Do you actually mind if I record this?
I can. Anyone here have an objection to recording it? Anyone? Nobody seems to raise their hand. Are you with Mars? Are you in the band or something?
I have my own creative endeavors.
Oh.
But Mars is great.
Oh, I'm sure Mars has all kinds of fans that are, do artistic things. She's so talented, I'm telling you. So, have either of you read Dante's Inferno?
Once or twice.
I actually haven't.
Yeah. We're not done yet. That wasn't even my idea. That wasn't. Becky over there said, let's read Dante's Inferno. She's been in, some of those weird classes lately. She's doing admit it, it's weird. Don't give me that. She's getting a liberal arts degree. So they keep making her take all these weird history classes. And the Becky goes, I want to be a history teacher. Stop. See? History teacher. Yeah, better things to do. I'm going to be a beautician, but I wanted to get a degree because, well, my parents made me. It's a long story, though. So, well, we know who you are. I mean, look, we're really informal in this group, in case you can't tell. Most of us, we've known each other for a few years now. We really started, she goes, I shouldn't tell you all this. We only started this club because everyone says you got to be part of a club, but we just wanted to get together and shoot the shit. That's why they haven't read the book, because they don't care about the book. They just want to get together and hang out. And you'd be amazed at how few people come and hit on us in the reading club. It's awesome.
Well, I can imagine. I bet that's phenomenal.
Look, I was in the yoga club at first. A bunch of the fucking betas kept showing up to the meeting, not to be in the club, because we do it at the gym. They would just show up to watch us in the club.
I was just walking around campus and they accosted me and my other friends.
See? Damn betas. Jesus Christ.
I heard something pretty terrible happened at their party.
I heard about that. Somebody spilled alcohol, got in a fight or something, because I heard that the police, that the body was set on fire and somebody got stabbed in the throat with a bottle. I mean, and Becky goes, yeah, that's not what I heard. I heard somebody got stabbed in the throat with a bottle and then somebody else lit themselves on fire. And then you get a third woman who actually speaks up. I didn't hear anything about, I heard about the bottle, but not a fire. What? The building didn't burn.
I heard that it was spontaneous combustion.
Oh my God. And this other girl goes, oh my God, I've read about that. I've heard all about that. It's been happening where people just catch on fire. I think it's, and she leans forward and goes, look, I think it's the aliens. And Becky goes, oh, God damn, not again. Not again. She goes, no,
Alex,
listen.
like turns the camera. Tell me about the aliens.
Listen.
I'm curious.
Let's look at the signs. Okay, here's the signs. Look, we've got people disappearing. Okay. Abductions. We got somebody catching fire. I mean, rumor has it we've got a lot of Satanists running around or some shit. People keep talking about cults and shit. And
What do Satanists have to do with aliens? Are they like actually summoning aliens?
that is because, look, no, see, Satan wasn't an angel, really. The angels are a metaphor for a race of alien beings that snake people that come to the earth from the fifth dimension. And what they do is they've convinced us it's Satan because some people worship him and they can use those people to infect others. It's all part of their reptilian plan.
Infect them with what?
And Becky's like, Jesus Christ, just please don't engage her. She does this every time. She goes, no, they infect you.
Alex gives her like a wink.
They get you to follow them, you see, and then they get you to join that cult. And then pretty soon you're not you anymore. You get replaced by these lizard people that are shapeshifters. I'm telling you, I know it happened. My roommate last semester, she disappeared for a week. She comes back and it's the same her, but she's not acting right.
Really? What's she acting like?
Different. I think the lizard people got her, and that was a lizard person. I had to request a whole new room.
Is she meaner?
No, she just, okay, she was real good, but always picking up behind herself. Suddenly she's a slob. Suddenly she don't like peanut butter and jelly anymore. I mean, we had like peanut butter and jellies every morning. It was our dormy thing that we would just, and then she don't like that anymore.
Was there like any weird signs that aliens had been nearby?
No, but I mean, she disappeared for a week. She never disappears. And then she was gone, and she comes back. And she's wearing the same damn clothes she was wearing when she left. I'm like, where were you? She's like, oh, I just hooked up with a guy at the bar.
A long hookup.
I know. She comes back with the walk of shame clothes on after a week. Come on, you don't just hook up with a guy at the bar for a week.
Michelle kind of looks over at Alice and goes, she would be great for your film to interview.
Know.
What was her name?
My roommate?
Yeah.
Oh, Ursula was my roommate. I'm not roommates. like I said, I changed room. I'm not staying in a room with a lizard person. Not doing it. And Becky again goes,
Clearly.
God damn it. Can you finally kick her out of the club? She's so weird. She's always been this way. She goes, shut up, Becky. You know I'm telling the truth. Jesus.
Maybe the aliens were at that beta party last night.
That's what I said. He caught fire because he knew something. And that's what I heard.
He knew.
Look, we all know, you all know, you can call me crazy or whatever. You all know that there's been people disappearing from the campus. Some of our friends are not here and they didn't fail out. Okay. And we've all heard the rumors that this person will say they found out something or they've hinted to their friends they're in on something and they're gone. That's the aliens doing it.
Do you have like a list of names?
I mean, I don't have a list of names. I mean, everyone knows it. It's just, there's no real list.
Isn't anyone doing anything about it?
No, because the damn administration's in on it. The lizards got them first.
Did they disappear too?
No, but I mean, who knows how long this has been going on, so I think they got them a while ago. That's why they got that. See, what they do is they get people and then they promote them to put them in this. And Becky goes, God damn it, just stop. Y'all can talk to her after this. Jesus Christ, with these other rumors, because I want to know about Sandra hooking up with Mark and You're killing our. This is where we get to have girl talk, not crazy conspiracy shit. She's like, fuck you, Becky. You're going to be sorry when they get you. Becky's probably going to get up and hit me with her bag again. But I tell you what, if you want to talk, we can talk tomorrow. The Dunkin' Donuts right by campus. We can meet up. And damn it, I've got class tomorrow. Shit. Monday. You want to meet up Monday? We can do lunch noon. I can tell you all, I can fill you in on all the lizard people. And you can videotape me. I mean, you're doing a film study. Let's do, I've always wanted to be on camera. And if we can get it out there, now you got to be careful though, because when the film comes out, they're going to try to get you or they're going to try to make you look crazy, but don't believe it.
I'm a little scared, but
We should
what if
be.
they
We
get
all
me?
should be. How else do you explain everyone disappeared? Somebody catching fire, but the building didn't burn? Come on.
Here's what we'll do. We'll do effects to hide you, and all the rest will be on me. Okay?
Ooh, you're going to
We'll
give me
keep
that
you
voice
safe.
changer and put me...
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah. Okay, yeah, let's do
Yeah.
that. Yeah. Dunkin' Donuts, Monday, noon.
And Alice will actually hand her like a business card. Be like, if you need me.
Oh.
If you hear anything about the aliens.
Oh, thank you. See? Somebody believes me. And Becky just rolls her eyes. And it turns out this meeting you're in is literally them just gossiping. They've used it as a chance to get together. They claim they're reading books. You get the impression they haven't done a lot of readings because it's a lot of bickering. Becky is an unbridled bitch in general. And they just hang out and chat.
I do want to do a check before
Okay,
we're like
go ahead.
skip over.
Go ahead. You are always allowed. You want to do what? Perception, awareness, or alertness, or what? Awareness is for supernatural. Alertness is for mundane things.
I want to do awareness. You said perception or wits?
Perception.
Okay.
Vampire in the new edition doesn't have perception. They just use wits. But this one lets you use perception, and I love that better.
That is 2 successes.
2 successes. There is nothing. You don't feel any kind of an odd awareness from it. You don't feel any supernatural powers. But the crazy shit this woman is talking, I'm going to let you know that, yeah, it's crazy shit. But it also lets you know a number of things have been going on. And you've seen people crack from a revelation before. The human brain cannot understand the divine. They oftentimes create broad fantasies and conspiracies to explain it. And the rest of it goes by without too much problems. Now we've got to go to Vivian and Kathleen at the Mythology Club. When you get there, there's only 6 people. Now, Kathleen, the guy that you met, he immediately sees you. Oh my God, you came. Look. I told the guy I played chess with that you wouldn't show up, and he assured me you would, and you did. And who's your friend?
This is Vivian.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Hi, Vivian. And he looks at you, but just glances past you for some reason. I know Vivian's not used to that.
When we enter, Kathleen just wants to do perception awareness because she just wants to see if anything supernatural feels like it's been going on.
Go ahead.
So,
And Synthraziel wanted to use Lamp of Faith right before we got into the actual
I will let you
room.
roll for your Lamp of Faith, and I'll come back to you in a second. You can go difficulty 6 there, Kathleen, while we do the Lamp of Faith real quick.
I'm going to use a willpower for 1 success.
Okay.
Does insightful count towards this or
Yes.
no?
Go ahead. Lamp of Faith lets you roll perception plus alertness.
Mhm.
And we will see what you get. Now, you can't spill willpower on a lore one, but if you want to burn one of your faith, you could to give an automatic success before you roll.
Yeah, 1 success because of that willpower.
Okay.
I got 3. I
So-
didn't spend any willpower.
Okay, 3. It seems that you see a lot of the average in this place of faith for the people, so they glow some. There is a lot of faith in the room next door where the Bible study was going on, because you can feel it through the walls with that one. And there's somebody that is burning brighter than normal, coming down the hall towards the room.
I'll glance out the little window on the door.
When you look out the window, there's a guy coming down the hallway. He's in a vest with a tie, a button-up shirt and a tie and slacks. And he's got a book in his hand as he's walking actually towards the room. As you're looking out the door, he walks right up to the door. Miss, can you move? And he actually speaks with a clipped British accent, which I'm not going to do because I suck at British accents bad.
Sorry.
And when he comes in, sorry, I was late. I was tied up for a faculty meeting. I've never seen you two before, and you are?
Vivienne.
Huh.
Nice to meet you.
I'm Kathleen. She'll point to. He invited me. Met him at a party the other night, so.
Oh, I'm glad to see new people. We always like having new people here in the Mythology Club. You can call me Professor Wilton. I actually teach here at the college, but I said this, I put this together for those that weren't part of the classes because not everyone wants to sign up for my class, but you still have people who have an interest in it. So I said, why not? We'll do this. I actually am the professor. This semester, I'm new. First semester as a teacher. I do Sumerian mythology. I got a decent amount of people who signed up for that one.
I bet.
It's not a normal class they offered here. So I thought it would be interesting to introduce them to something different. Now, please have a seat. I want to talk about, we're having a discussion. Last week, we were going to start in actually on the underworld, the Urkala, as it's called. And the concept that after death, your soul goes down into this wasteland and what it could actually mean, because symbolism is important, especially in the Sumerian culture. You see, and in this area of death afterwards, it was a wasteland of nothingness, of where you were really just serving the gods at the time, you see. And I know if you go by traditional Judeo-Christian, you have hell and a heaven, but in a lot of these old cultures, the concept of heaven was foreign to them, of course. Death was just like life. You just continued on. So, how much experience do either of you have in mythology or any of Sumerian culture, or even in, let's do it an easy way. Opinions on heaven and hell. I know the Judeo-Christian, and I hate focusing on that as much because that's one problem this country has, is that the focus on that is too much. They really need to expand the horizons because there's more religions, though many share a common back story to it, you see. But how is your feelings, Vivienne, heaven and hell?
My opinion, I was raised Judeo-Christian, of course, but I feel as though it's incomplete, different parts exaggerated and other parts completely cut or left out because of the edits made to the Bible throughout the many centuries since its creation. So there's a lot of answers that I'm kind of looking for, and just trying to figure out what the truth is, and as much as I can about all things divine or fantastical.
You see, you raise a good point on that. Humankind changes things, you see, and that's where the religions morph that I talk about, where they have a common basis. Now, I have a theory, I've always put it forward, though Oxford just gets hate when I say it, that all religions are based off of a common event in the past, one event. Because how many religions had the flood, you see? But man is the ones who changed the story. Kathleen, do you have an opinion on heaven and hell?
Oh, mine's similar to Vivian's in a sense, though as a psychology major, I always felt like if these celestial beings, these all-knowing, all understanding creatures created these things, if they didn't actually create the book that you are citing, I mean, is being cited, how it's being run through the interpretation and the filters of humans.
Well,
so it's going to be up to the what a human wants to be put down. But then, of course, we have a lot of in psychology, at least, we have the thoughts about how religion has been used more of as a tool to subjugate people.
Oh, yes.
So you have to look at it from that angle too. So for me, I'm kind of, I guess you could consider me, what is it, the term, an atheist in a sense.
Organized religion has been a tool for many years over many cultures. It's been for the history of religion. As a colleague of mine once said, at the dawn of faith, man created God who created man. You see? So when man realized what faith and things were, they had to have a reason for it. They created God. And then, of course, but when you go to the psychology, now, have you ever heard of genetic memory? It's a concept a lot of people don't agree with, but that there's something about our past that gets stored in our DNA.
Yeah, that's usually comes up when we talk about the cycles of abuse and stuff, where you see like the child that grows up in an abusive household, so they become an abuser. It's not necessarily genetics. That's just your environment shaping you and your expectations and behavior patterns.
True.
So
now that part is true.
Well, no, but I'm saying talking about like these kinds of biblical stories being true because of some sort of genetic memory, I think you have to remember that stories being oral for so long, it doesn't make it genetic. It just means it was told over and over and over, and then we just changed how it was disseminated. So
now here, let me put a situation to you. The Sumerian religion, like many religions, there was a war in the heavens. This is a common thing. You see it across the board. In this one, there was gods, divine beings of some kind, and then a group of them, in the case of Sumerian religion, the children of these gods, really, in a lot of ways, they slew their parents and overthrew them. You see, and this is very common in all these religions. Now, my theory, which I still haven't managed to find the proof, I'm looking for this proof, is that it's genetic memory. The reason these things overlap in so many different religions about a war in heaven is it's somewhere in our DNA and inside who we are, somewhere in there has stored something of remembering this war in the heavens. Much like with the flood. Different parts of the world have the flood. Have you ever thought of every religion has evil and good beings that are divine that do this, or most of them have this divine war? Demons, very common. How many different places in the world did the concept of a vampire come up? Or the concept of a weird creature, shape-shifting? Native Americans had the Wendigo, the werewolves, Africa. I mean, every continent had them. So the genetic memory is the thing, is important. And you notice as he's talking this whole time, even the guy who invited you is just nodding away. He's really captivated the group. Yes, Vivian.
How bright is this guy's lamp? Is it a little bit stronger than like the normal humans, or is it like
not
way
like
stronger?
Super stronger? It's not what you like. You can see Kathleen's, Virginia's. What is your permanent faith currently? 3 or 4?
4.
It is slightly less than yours. Now, for a demon, you can tell the difference between the faith of a human and stored faith. One is faith that they generate. One is what you have stored. He does not have any. It's not stored. His faith is real.
This is really fascinating. So do you think that there's some event that happened, maybe this war in heaven, which caused this genetic memory?
Of course, but that's the thing, is that's the common backstory. Now, was it an actual war, like you'd expect nowadays, tanks, planes? Probably not. That's not how the divine would have fought. But human brain would comprehend it as a war, even though maybe it wasn't actually a war. It was a difference of opinion, a different group, you see. But you'll notice that the common thing in all of these is the whole concept of there was this war, they fell, And somehow man is flawed, which is always the odd part, is the very flawed part of the nature. I'm working on my book now, and of course, I'm not done it yet because I'm having trouble finding some of the proof of this one. But it's very important to understand all of this because you have to explain somewhere. How come so many religions have doomsday? They love their prophecies of the end of the world. And yes, you can claim, well, that's just mortality. But how come so many are so similar?
Well,
You know how many cultures have when the red star appears in the sky, the end of days is upon us?
but I'm sorry. I understand you have a lot of strong feelings about these, but I'm just playing the devil's advocate, I guess. Isn't it things like red star in the sky is scary to a civilization that doesn't have technology or advanced understanding of things? So events like that are often viewed as portents or some sort of warning sign. So if you have similar stories before man, breaks off and travels in different directions, as it were, to conquer the land, they're going to carry the same stories or similar versions of the stories. They're just going to change with each group over time.
That is what many of my colleagues say. But why is it the red star in the sky? Why is it not one culture's the red star, the green star? Why is it a star? Why do so many have the same exact thing? A red star is the end of days. You see, there's a common thread. And that is the point of, you got this genetic memory. There are, just the other day, I heard it was raining blood in India. How many doomsday prophecies involve that?
I will be honest, I don't know how many.
There's been several throughout history. These prophecies have popped up over and over and over, and it's important to understand that. You see? Why is the number of cults increased so much in the past 20 years?
Well, I mean, sorry, psychology would argue that people are looking for something to connect to. They want to be able to connect to other individuals, and cults are easily accessible, and they will readily give you a sense of belonging as well as answers to things, because if you are feeling unsure or unaware, the answers can come even easier, because a cult will basically take away your need to make a decision for yourself.
Well,
So you just rely on them to give you the answer. I mean, I don't think that more quote air quotation cults is because the world is ending. And again, I'm sorry. I apologize for playing devil's advocate.
That is why we have this, is to have debate. But you notice nobody's debating.
Yeah. Well, I mean, just from my studying and my course of coursework and such, it just these things are all explainable because humans are humans, not because and you know what, if you're talking about there being a genetic connection to all these things, and I guess, are you actively looking at genetic things? Are you looking for
the science is not where we can properly finish mapping and working it. We'll get it.
Mm-hmm.
But mapping and knowing it is not the same as understanding what's in it. You see, we have a long way to go on that one.
Well,
but perhaps what if instead of it, genetic memory is, of course, what I use for it, but maybe it's an imprint of the soul left behind. Let me ask you a question, Kathleen. Do you believe in the divine?
Do I believe in the divine? As an atheist, no. I think every person, we do not give ourselves enough credit. Humans, we as humanity does not we do not give ourselves enough credit for the things that we do. Instead, we are always looking to give that credit to some other creature or being or entity, instead of taking that credit for ourselves.
Well, what if I told you there is proof of the divine? You can see it. I've seen it.
There is?
Oh, yes. What you hear of people being healed that medical science cannot explain. You hear of, well, I dare say, if you believe some of the rumors, which are vastly overrated on this campus, but they spread so quickly. Somebody spontaneously caught fire at a party.
Oh, wow.
Science can't explain this.
Maybe there is some truth to a lot of these claims.
You make some good points. Though Kathleen is now going to say the next part using enchanting voice. So let's see. Have you personally witnessed any of these divine acts yourself, or what's giving you this feeling? And so I get -2 on my to like get them to do something.
Okay.
I want to do what is it I have to roll on this? It's I want to use manipulation and empathy if I can.
I'm going to roll against it. Your difficulty is 6.
Okay, so
No,
4.
your difficulty is a 4. You said -2? Yep, you get a 4. Yours is lower than his.
Well, that sucks because of course I rolled a couple ones and I forgot to use a willpower. So I got 1 success because I can't roll for Jack.
Right. Until you believe in the divine, you will always be handicapped. You will always be crippled, unable to continue, unable to advance, to get past this genetic memory of the fall. What if man is not fallible? What if man is not the cause of it all? What if it is not something we did because we're imperfect? What if it is an imperfect universe? And we can be perfect to make the universe perfect.
Ooh, it's a great thought.
It's important to think that, you see. And this guy that you're with, he's been nodding. He keeps cutting eyes because, I mean, you're arguing with the professor, and he was hoping that you were coming here, but you've been arguing.
Kathleen will actually look at the guy who invited her, and she's gonna be like, "Don't worry, I see you're staring at me. Like I said, because of my area of study, this is how I have to interact with it."
Right. That is the way psychology works, and psychology is a great field to explain a lot of things when it comes to the why humans as a species do things. But without faith in something greater than that, something bigger, we are forever handicapped. That is important. Look at the world we have now. People have lost faith. Demagoguery that goes on. Corruption in the churches.
But, I mean, the churches are just a man-made creation. If man makes it, can be fallible if you are, if you believe religious text, then you should also have to believe that man is fallible, so his creations are fallible as well.
Man is fallible. I said that. But what if we were not created to be fallible? We can be better by faith, by not opening our eyes to the universe. We have handicapped ourselves. We've made ourselves fallible. But is the universe, what if that is the one that's fallible? Not us. See, it's an important thing. And I've written about it, and I'll be honest, some of my associates don't believe in it, and they don't understand it, but I'm working on it.
Because I've got it, I want to try it. I'm going to use enchanting voice again, but I want to ask him, is it possible for us to, like, after this club meeting, if we could like get together and talk about this some more?
Go ahead.
In private.
Go ahead. You can make another roll.
I'm going to use a willpower this time, so I get at least 1 success.
This time, your target number is 6 because it's increased because it's the second time you're using it in the same scene on him.
All right. Does my empathy motive count for specialization?
No, not for this one.
Okay, just checking. Okay, I got 4 successes with 2 10s. Not that matters. Oh, I got 5 successes because I used a willpower.
No, I'd love to meet with you, but I can't.
Oh, well, that's
I have
disappointing.
other things that I must do. But I do love the debate, and you're welcome to come back for the next meeting next week.
I
But
will,
I regret I have to take care of my business when I'm done here. I'm sure Jacob over there will be happy to tell you some of the previous groups we've had and some of the discussions. But we've strayed far off of Sumerian mythology at this point, and the concept of the Urkala, the gray waste as it's called. And then it's the oddest thing. He ceases engaging with either one of you. At that point, he almost ignores your questions, doesn't look at you anymore. And he's directing this raw charisma he seems to have at the rest of the class. Now, I know, Virginia, you're going to follow this guy as he comes out. After this is over, he's great, isn't he?
Yeah, it was.
No,
very
talking
insightful.
to Kathleen first. We'll come back to you, Virginia.
No, it was very, very insightful. I'll try and make the meeting next week as well, because I think this is an interesting topic to talk about.
Oh, I mean, I'd love to see you come back next week. I mean, if you want to talk about it. I mean, want to go to KoFi Saturday?
Sure, let's do that. We can have a primer. You can catch me up on what I've missed.
And he kind of gets a show. You said yes? Oh, cool. Oh, yeah, I'm used to that. Never mind. Don't mind me.
I told you at the party last night, you need to step up your game on the types of women that you hit on. And I said yes, because I'm a higher quality individual than the women that you were hitting on at the party. So,
and as you're standing there, when it ends, this professor, he takes a key and he goes to a door in the back and he unlocks it and goes through it. You hear it lock behind him as he does not step back out into the hallway.
Kathleen just be like, I'm really sorry, but I do have to get going now. I was gonna make an exception if I could talk to the professor a little bit longer, but I have to run. So
I'll see you Saturday. We'll get coffee at the tea shop, the tea room. It's 2 blocks, and he points towards a wall that direction.
Perfect. I will see you there at noon then for tea or
Perfect.
coffee. Sorry.
Great. And everybody else in the class, they seem to have picked up the professor ignoring you because not one of them look at you or speak to you. They just file out.
Me too?
Mm-hmm.
Sad.
Once this individual, Kathleen's just going to call the others.
Okay. And then stop there for a second. And Virginia, the Bible study ends. And you're waiting outside. Clark, are you there with her, or did you wander off?
I found a gaggle of stoners to give them the Bibles because I know what they're going to do with them.
Wow.
Use them as rolling papers.
Dude, I didn't think of that, dude. Oh, man, we can get them to give us rolling papers all the time. You see how thin this paper is? Oh, dude.
My advice is go to hotels if you can, or see if you can find like secondhand versions in bookstores. Those are the cheapest.
Dude,
and then I walk off.
Virginia, you're waiting outside when this young man steps out. 3 of the girls are following him. Like, when I say following him, like on his heels. And they're like, can you stop? Just, I want to talk some more. And when he gets in there and looks at you. Why'd you even bother coming in if you weren't interested in the Bible?
Because it was written by man. And a man teaching it to women. While from one side of his mouth he blames Satan, and the other side he blames the woman for eating the fruit of knowledge. That's some sexist shit, ain't it? Ladies, do you understand this?
The women look at you and look at him. No, he's always been nothing but nice to us. He's just reading the Bible. And see, you don't, obviously, or you do not believe the word of God in the Holy Scriptures. Understand that. Please do not return to our club. You are not welcome. As a matter of fact, I advise you not to return at all.
She leans in real close to him. I'm coming for your boss. Tell him the mother's on her way.
I'll make sure the message is passed. Now, please leave before I call security because I know damn well you're not a student.
Oh, one of your security officers just combusted the other night.
Shocking. And he leans in close. Sometimes sacrifices get made. He leans back. Ladies, of course, this woman here she does not believe and understand it is her right and she's allowed to do that. But please, let's go back.
She's
we
going
will
to
go
touch his
and
arm
talk in the quad.
and disease him.
Okay? I am going to warn you before you do it. You will incur torment.
Yep.
Okay. I will, as the storyteller, I'm required to inform a player when they're about to do something.
He is potentially harming these innocents.
Okay. So the first thing you get one torment for using your high torment power.
Yep.
You get a second one that you'll have to roll a conscience roll to deal with.
Yep.
For doing something that is obviously high torment. You roll stamina plus medicine.
Damn, that's like my best roll. I'm going to also use my pathology specially.
Okay.
This is way better than what I was going to say.
Oh my god.
What type of thing are you going to, anything in particular you're giving them? It actually just says a corruption, but...
You know what? Since I've recently cured cancer, I know it intimately and how it works.
You're going to give him cancer back.
Yep, I'm going to give him cancer of the fucking prostate. That shit'll kill him.
Now, you should know, it's still temporary. It'll fade, but he'll have fucked up for days and damage done, but...
And that prostate is going to enlarge and he ain't going to be able to do shit.
Well, he'll be able to do shit. It's the other function that might be a bit more difficult.
Ooh, hang on.
The difficulty on that one, cancer, is 8 by the book, or by the power description, so 8. Remember to cancel out any based on 1s, but we'll see what you get.
And please remember, chat, the Scourges were the guardian angels of creation.
Yeah.
He's guarding his flock.
That is 7 because I had an exploding 10.
Okay. And so you've touched him, and he kind of, you see his face twist up for a second, and then through sheer force of will, it appears he stops. Come on, ladies, we'll go in the quad. I just got to stop off and hit the restroom real quick, but we'll meet up in the quad away from her. Ma'am, leave the campus. Please mark your 2 torment, and we will deal with it.
I've got it.
And now we can go back to you want to talk. Michelle, yours ends. You've got Mercero and Alice. You gotten the info that you got. The rest of it was gossip, and most of it is either repeating the same things, Becky being a bitch, and there we go. I'm going to turn it over to the players so you can have one final discussion about what you all learned. Now, are you going to cell phone or are you just going to meet up?
I'll just meet up. We're on the same campus.
Yep. So you all gather in the field, in the open area, where nobody's right there, as you come wandering back, because the club's let out at different times. And I turn it over to the players for the final scene of the episode.
Apologies, everyone. My Vivian and I's target had a stronger constitution than I was expecting. He was very adamant and capable of resisting my questions.
His faith was strong, stronger than most thralls, but might still be a thrall. I don't think he was a demon.
Well, the leader of the Bible study is totally a thrall. He is so unnaturally charismatic. And, we did make a bit of a scene up in there. We were
It
playing.
was hard not to with all the
It was so
inaccuracies.
sickening, too, the way he was playing up to the females in the group.
Which is oddly bizarre because the words he spouted from the biblical perspective were surprisingly open-minded, all things considered. Maybe he does that to not alienate people who are questioning.
Yes. But anyway, yeah, he really didn't like when I called him out on his sexist stuff and kicked us out. And then I waited. Clark over there took some Bibles, and I think, where did you do with the Bibles?
I gave them to 3 gentlemen in tie-dye. I don't know what happened to them after that.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
They'll get good use out of those.
Well, yes. So I waited for this guy to leave, and of course his gaggle of hens were following him, and he tried to threaten me, and I gave him prostate cancer.
Jesus.
Maybe he's
Remind
lucky
me
he'll notice.
never to threaten you, even jokingly.
Yeah.
Oh, please, we could all clear cancer out of these bodies in seconds. It
Exactly.
won't be that difficult.
That's
Maybe you should.
maybe we shouldn't give people cancer.
You know
We
what?
have to redeem these folks.
It'll fade in a few days, but he's going to be miserable for a few days.
Ugh,
Lessons need to be learned.
Mm-hmm.
I guess.
I did tell him to
The-
tell his boss that the mother's coming.
The mythology professor left through one of the back rooms and locked it behind him. If I had to guess, that's probably a way to access either a boiler room or down into the steam tunnels. So I can get some keys off a janitor, no problem. If we want to go ahead and explore that, that's the biggest hurdle is the locked door. But that's about the long and short of it as far as I can tell. Didn't get a ton from him. He seemed to suss us out pretty quick.
Yeah, his followers or his clingerons were not females, but they were definitely buying what he was selling, I think is the
It
term.
seems like to me they are doing a two-prong. They are getting the ones who are devout Christians in the Bible study. They are getting the ones who are not in the mythology class or club.
Seems
Yeah.
pretty likely.
How was the reading group?
It was a bust. Mars got recognized. Pretty by some people who were fans of the band.
The bonus, though, is some people are talking about events now.
So they can't keep it covered completely.
There's no confirmation of what happened. The leading theory around campus seems to be aliens.
Oddly enough, they're not entirely wrong.
I plan to use this for a film now that I have an easy out.
Right. Okay, so we'll give it, I guess we can wait until the campus starts to like shut down, and then I'll get inside and get us those keys.
Alice, if they're talking aliens, I bet they've seen something.
Potentially. Her roommate was seemingly exposed and likely possessed. She
What was
moved
their
out
name?
shortly after. Ursula.
We can
I
look
have a
into
meeting with
that.
her next week.
Okay.
So definitely plan to follow up with her, but
But someone's going to go missing tomorrow.
I have what observers I can placed on campus strategically, but I can't promise that I'll catch anything in time.
I sense convergence.
I will let you sense convergence. Sure. You're going to find a locality or people at the heart of a convergence of consequential forces. Go ahead. You can roll perception, intuition.
I want to focus on the person who's going missing, so danger.
It's not a
Except
danger
for
to
since
you,
Okay, I didn't know if that'd be danger to
Nope.
me or in general.
but I will let you roll anyway. Go ahead. The person who's going missing, huh? Okay.
I'll willpower it too.
Go ahead.
I have successes.
How many? 5?
Hmm.
The pattern has changed from the last time you read these same kind of events. Someone is missing. There is no more kidnapping tomorrow. You can feel it. You can sense it, but there's some sort of something is playing with the threads of fate as well. Because you know what was supposed to happen. And somebody was kidnapped 10 minutes ago here on campus. A young woman. She went willingly with her captor and is now
which-
gone.
Club got out 10 minutes ago. You said they got out at different times.
The Bible study was the first one out. Then, of course, the reading club and then the mythology. But 10 minutes ago, that doesn't mean it was that. Now, you have a description. You can see the woman if you wish to describe her.
Yes.
It was one of the women that was in the Bible study class. One of the 3 that was on his arms, has been taken.
Clark, that was one of those girls.
And that's the first lemming off the cliff.
Now,
wonder
Can
if
you
he's
track
using
that
them.
guy?
I'm going to point out to Alice, you saw the threads of fate. You were sure this was going to be how the threads played out. Something directly influenced the events. Either something you all did or something someone else did that knew how to thwart the path laid ahead of fate. I have to do that because we're new players to this. I will point that out to the players. It's how fate changes that way. Now I'll return it back to the players.
Do you think he's using them to heal himself?
Yes.
Maybe.
Maybe it's directly related to your on him.
Can you track him, Clark?
In what sense of tracking? Go to him?
Yeah.
I can, but we've been making ourselves a very active presence lately, and I would
Like
hate
they
to do
don't know
more.
we're here.
Fair enough, and I will close my eyes, spin in a circle, open them, and use Find Path, and I'm going directly to that fuckwad.
Perception plus survival, please.
And I'm going to grab
Yes,
his
sir.
arm when he stops turning.
I think we all are.
I'm going to spend willpower now.
Okay. You can't spend willpower on this one. It's faith. Spend 1 point of
Right.
faith.
I
Same thing.
do not spend a point of faith. Not for Find Path, because it's the lowest level.
No, you spend a faith instead of a willpower for an automatic success.
Oh, no, fuck that. No, I'm not doing that.
Why, you'll get it back tomorrow.
Yeah, that's too late. I want all my faith for what we may find.
Okay. Well, then go
All right.
ahead.
And I'm so sorry. In my dumbass rant, I totally forgot the other dice pool that you told me.
It's
It was-
perception survival.
Survival. Thank
Mhm.
you.
Now, your range on this is only equal to, find where it was here again. Because of what you're doing, I have to look at the criteria set and distance.
It's
difficulty-
harder for things that aren't set locations in the world.
Yep, your difficulty is 8.
Well,
He said he
that's
was going to the
interesting
bathroom.
That's interesting to know. I got 1 success.
Only thing you can tell is the end result of your path is moving. You can't get a good path because it's moving too much.
All right, you see him stop, about to take a step, and then he stops again.
Shit.
He's on the move, and I can't lock it down.
Fuck.
I assume he's not off campus, unless he's like me, in which case he could be all the way to fucking London by now.
Then
All
you
right,
wouldn't have a
then.
path at all.
Fair enough.
It's a matter of distance.
Sorry, Clark is very pessimistic. And
That's true.
so then I just stand still, not knowing what to aim at now.
You said there was a door in the mythology room?
No, it was the back of the hall. I can get a key for that.
We don't need a key. Let's go.
And right here is where we're going to end. Season 1, Episode 4, Demon: The Road to Hell. I'd like to thank, of course, right off, thank my players for the amazing role play everyone had tonight. Some people were brought in more than others, but in every way you all contributed something, I can tell you for sure. Each of you in your own way. And of course, the viewers, let me immediately go into, let's go around the table. We did the reverse order of houses. We're going back to the first house. Synthrazio of the first house. What did you learn tonight?
The mythology professor is either quite a potent thrall or a weak demon, erring on the side of thrall, and the steam tunnels are definitely where our objective seems to be.
Very good. Virginia, what did you learn? Arizeth of the second house.
That Arizeth is about ready to knock all these fuckers out of the fucking orbit at this college because she is not having them hurting her children.
And while we're going around the table for what people learned, please roll your conscience against a difficulty of 8.
Okay.
Carsador, the malefactor of the third house. What did you learn?
I learned that it's apparently very hard for a cryptic to sit in a Bible study and not correct all the bullshit.
You got one
Conscience
success?
or conviction?
It's conscience. Because this is against your conscience. You were sworn to heal.
I actually got it.
Then you can remove that one temporary torment you got
Okay.
from committing a tormented act.
Mm-hmm.
You do not get rid of the one from using your tormented power, though.
I know.
Yeah, a malefactor shouldn't be in Bible study groups. It's not the best place.
No.
I knew.
Yep.
Virginia was going to be overly aggressive because they were talking shit on the human side, and then I was going to be overly aggressive because they were talking shit on the
They were
demonic
like
side.
the worst ones to go
Yeah, that was.
into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the two most social people in the fucking group, right? Who can
Nabas.
handle that viper's nest?
Let's go around. Nabas of the fourth house, the fiend. What did you learn?
I learned about the existence of X-Chain to potentially regain my willpower.
That'll be quite useful. And you know your storyteller doesn't throw even little odd things like that without it mattering somewhere in the story, because I'm always good at making sure everything matters somehow. Trimdesiel of the fifth house, the defiler. What did you learn?
I learned that humans are complicated. They are the emotions of what drives the person in any given situation is always different, and it is always interesting to observe why they're doing it. In case in point, the students who were completely enamored with the professor, even if he was not using some sort of power on them, they were still completely sold on his side of it because they want to curry his favor, as it were. Whereas the man who invited her to the thing still came to her because at the end of the day, he's thinking with his dick. So
He's lonely, looking for something.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
And I can show him all kinds of emotions.
Sounds like a defiler that might end up with a new thrall eventually, huh? Because that is what defilers do. Drulariel of the seventh house, the Slayer. What did you learn?
That despite some humans being unintelligent, even the more non-clueless humans can still be manipulated.
Intelligence is not a defense against manipulation, which is a sad thing. Now we go to the player vote. This is where the players decide who they think deserves an extra XP this episode. Right now, everybody has gotten 3 XP so far because there's 1 for roleplay. Everyone roleplays well. 1 for being here, and then 1 for learning something. So the 4th, the player vote. We go back to Synthraziel. Who do you vote for the player vote?
There were a couple of people who did really well. Obviously, I really like Virginia going fucking sicko mode and giving someone ass cancer. There was also both Alice and Mars got really good information, and then Kathleen actually had a pretty thoughtful conversation about mythology. So I just kind of want to give it to everybody.
Okay, so I will divide your vote by 5 people, and now we're going to go to Arazeth. Your vote.
I'm legit giving it to everybody because holy cow, everybody had really great stuff. I mean, geez. Clark giving the Bibles to the potheads. Come on, that made me die.
I may not have been older than 2 in reality in this time period, but stoners are stoners regardless of the year you're born.
Yes. And then, Alice just working it, just fucking working it, getting all the details on all the stuff. It was so good. And Mars doing amazing. I mean, literally playing that boy toy Thrall like a fiddle and friend zoning him right after.
Your poor Thrall drummer or guitarist that, as he said, he's been trying to pick you up for years. That poor man.
Dude, you're trying to pick up a lesbian. Don't. Okay.
And it's so weird. He's a bass player. Loads of women flock to bass players.
But he doesn't want them.
Yeah. And Kathleen, yo. Oh my God. That freaking conversation with that professor was Vivienne looking all crestfallen because she's not the center of attention.
As a devil.
I know.
As a devil who is used to coming into a room and being commanding.
Exactly. Being adored and commanding.
You don't want to look at me? What?
What's wrong with me?
Yeah,
He lacks the brains.
Her legacy retroactively kicks in fuck, it's the trial all over again.
Oh.
And I legit enjoyed taking a Bible thumper and serving him his prostate on a platter.
That's pretty fucked up. Not gonna lie.
It is. It's very fucked up.
That's divided your vote out.
It's the 2 men saying that it's fucked up, but still.
It is fucked up. Well, no, I'm not saying she was wrong. I'm just saying giving him prostate cancer is pretty fucked up.
It is.
But somehow she's managing to up and down that torment. She's going to yo-yo torment so far.
The whole time.
The whole time. Watch.
Because she is livid.
She still has not hit half of her willpower in temporary torment. So, or torment at all. Now we go to Clark. Clark.
I'm also going to cheat and split it between all of my fellow castmates entirely because we each got double ups that worked in the ways that they are intended to work.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't necessarily aim those double ups in the right groups, but I think we still got valuable stuff out of it. And I mainly say that just because, I didn't even expect to come off that strong in Bible study.
I want to say, as storyteller, I decided ahead of time what info was in each one. And I actually decided what the composition had to be to get certain info. There wouldn't have been nearly the info out of the reading book without Mars and Alice.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. That was one of them. I knew Kathleen was going. I expected Vivian, which means I left Virginia and Clark for the Bible study. But had y'all done a different group layout, I wouldn't have given you the same info.
Right.
And the fact that guy ignored Vivian it's a clue of something with him.
Yeah.
Takes a very strong will to ignore a devil.
Mm-hmm.
My votes for everyone as well.
Okay, Alice, your turn.
Yeah, so I'm going to do everyone as well. I think that the way that those well, yes, like the group makeup in and of itself was good. Everyone within their groups also did phenomenal.
Mhm.
They all like everyone was such a tag team to get additional information to where they really played their part in whatever needed to be done in that group. That I thought was just excellent.
The playoff of each player.
Yes.
And
So good.
bringing up that, I want to personally point out Mars with the, she's just interviewer. Bringing up that she's got the camera. You can interview her as part of your shot or your film, and you fucking she opened up everything.
Yeah.
When she was spouting crazy.
We've already made plans for Mars and Alice future endeavors.
I hope so.
That's awesome.
Because you play the star, the local celebrity part of Mars with you with a camera. People talk.
I also have local celebrity though too.
Yeah, different group though.
Different group.
The reading
Different
group
group.
is not the horror fans.
No. But still, we can build it off each other.
I will say though, it is interesting how we split up because they are typically the houses that do pair off together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Kathleen.
You go to where you're most similar.
Yeah.
Yep. Kathleen, your vote.
So I feel like everybody and the duo scenes were great for a number of reasons, but I also really enjoyed a lot of the stuff that everyone was doing on their own. Like Mars talking to her thrall. I know not everybody necessarily had a whole lot of like solo scene stuff, but the stuff that we saw in solo scenes was really good. And because I'm one of those people who feels like solo scenes are necessary. The group stuff is always great, but the solo stuff is also where you're going to see a lot of individual shine in ways that doesn't come out in group scenes. So that's kind of why the group scenes were great, don't get me wrong, but I'm a big fan of like the solo stuff too. So
You should have both.
I wanted to
You should have both in a game.
Yeah, I wanted it. So I was just shouting that out because I feel like everyone did really well in that, as well as the second half. It was really solid in both halves. It didn't really feel like it ever let up. It was all gas, no brakes. So,
and I want to say, as storyteller, one thing a lot of people seem to forget: it's not always how long your scene is; it's what you get out of the scene. And everybody's scene tonight, every time you were in something, you were getting something from it, which is very important. None of the scenes felt wasted. So, and now we have Mars. Your turn to vote.
Well, you see, the issue with going last is that my thoughts have already been.
Then share them anyway.
Share them anyway.
I don't require you to say something totally different. You share what you feel.
And it'll still be your word, so it's still different.
I'm tired too, but I definitely agree with like the vote splitting between everyone. Everyone did so good. Like I'm just like I was paying attention to the story and it just flowed really nicely.
Personally, I loved how you got embarrassed when she suddenly started asking you to autograph something.
Oh,
That was so awesome.
well, it was just it was unexpected, right? Like just going in there trying to get some info, and then the next
And the
thing you
Slayer
know,
would never know how to react to it.
No.
Because you were detached from humanity enough. You watched them, but you were never part of them. And even as your Slayer side would be like, this is odd.
Very odd.
So I loved it. So I will be a benevolent storyteller. I will let everybody get a bonus XP this episode.
Woohoo!
Yep.
Woohoo!
Because everyone did very well. Of course, now we go to the other parts. I left this on a cliffhanger because I'm like that. And we try to keep the episodes from getting too long. And of course, now I'm going to go into the last part of it. Join us on our Discord, everybody. We have a chat called Demon the Road to Hell. And if you're on our Discord, you can talk about the episode right there. The cast is there. Everyone likes to participate. You can give your feelings on what went on tonight. Because, let me tell you, wow, I'm really enjoying this Demon. I'm glad we finally decided to stream it. And of course, also other advantages of the Discord is this show was cast from people on our Discord. So you're aware. This is what being on the Discord gets you: a chance to play, gets you a chance to join us at the table, and it actually gets you a chance to hang out because we do weekly hangouts with everybody on the Discord where we hang out in Zoom and we just chill and relax and have a good time. So join us on the Discord if you want to catch our back episodes. YouTube over here in the chat, you've got all the back episodes, not just Demon. There's Demon. There is Windy City, there, which is vampire, and we've got a hype train. Hype train, cool. So, you know, we've got changeling, werewolf. We do a lot of World of Darkness, but that's not the only thing we do. There's Monster Hearts, Paranoia. We've got a game type for everybody. Unless it's D&D, if you want to watch D&D, go to the other one. D&D and Call of Cthulhu, go to Ishvel's channel. That is our lovely storyteller Tiss, who does D&D and Call of Cthulhu. So we pretty much get it all covered that way. If you want to catch some other amazing content creators, check out our friends over here in chat. Trimdesiel down there, she streams. Nabas, she streams. They both stream on their own channel, and you can go check them out. And I know they're more than happy to talk about not just this game, but other games they play and other role-playing experiences, and it's good to hang out and chat with them. You want to catch some McStabber Studios merch? Get your merch. We've got merch.
We're going to have to create some demon merch. I know this now.
Yeah, I think serving your colon to you on a platter.
Serving your prostate to you on a platter has to be one.
That's just not right.
It is so right, and it is so fucking satisfying. Okay.
Just think, you're gonna get so many questions on it. It's a good conversation starter.
It is.
Yeah, you will.
Why are you wearing that shirt? Who the fuck is McStabber Studios? Do you need help?
Do you need help is important.
You can't give me the help I need.
Yeah, and of course, so you know, bits and donations, those go to the players. The studio does not take the bits and donations. It is a way for the viewers to give back to the players. We wish we were a big enough studio we could afford to pay the players. We did the calculations. Ow. But bits and donations, they go to the players. It is a way to give back to the players because there's a lot of effort that goes into this and there's expenses. And, well, plus sometimes you just want to buy them a coffee. And bits and donation, that goes to them. Of course, subscriptions, that goes to the studio. If you want to support the studio itself, which is myself and Virginia, Erzeth down there, that is what subscriptions for on YouTube or our own coffee. If you go to our coffee, you can give back to the studio.
And subscriptions here on Twitch.
And subscriptions on Twitch. We do not lock anything behind a paywall. Nope. That is it is one of the central guidelines of our community. We do not paywall anything behind requiring people to pay money. It's just if you feel generous, go ahead and do it. And now, of course, I turn this over to my wife for our schedule.
All right. So coming up, we have, goodness, it's already the 4th episode of this. Gosh, thanks y'all for coming and joining us for this crazy romp as like super uber powerful demons that are doing crazy ass shit. We have coming up on Saturday, London Esoteric Society is back. Join Tiss and her sus group of investigators as they explore Victorian London and Call of Cthulhu 7E at 3 p.m. Eastern on Saturday. Then on Sunday, we have episode 3 of season 7 of Windy City After Dark at 5 p.m. Eastern. I have no idea what this coterie is going to get up to. Maybe Lamar's back from daddy duty. I mean, we don't know. Chicago's kind of falling apart at the foundations here, and this coterie's just like, yeah, we're going to move to Milwaukee.
Welcome to Chicago.
We're going to move to Milwaukee.
Nope. As our poster says,
Vegas.
Welcome to Chicago. Shit's fucked here.
But yeah, no, join us at 5 p.m. Eastern on Sunday for that next episode of Season 7, Craziness. Of course, on the 27th is actually the Elder Kind's birthday. We will not be streaming that day, but happy early birthday, the Elder Kind. And then on the 28th, we will be back here on Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern with episode 5 of Season 1 of Demon the Fallen, The Road to Hell.
You will want to watch episode 5 of Demon the Fallen because we will be doing another Demon the Fallen hardcover giveaway.
Yep.
To celebrate the midpoint of this season, we will do at the end of next episode, into episode 5, we will open up a giveaway.
Another giveaway!
Open to anyone in chat that interested in
the cast.
And the cast. I always let the cast do it too.
I'm not in it because I'm Mama McStabber and I already have a copy.
So far, none of the cast has ever won one of the hardcovers, which is, hey, that's why it's a giveaway.
But it's random.
So join us next week to make sure you get your chance at a Demon to Fallen hardcover. And if you're like Showtime Demon and you ask, we will even sign it for you. Because Showtime Demon asked us to sign his before we sent it. He was the winner of the first one we gave away, and
Yep.
we sent it to him signed.
Yeah.
So please join us and get you a book. But don't come for the book. Come because you will enjoy the show. And as we end all of these, of course, mental health, everybody, it's very important. It's not a joke. It's not a laughing matter. Please take your mental health and other people's mental health seriously. Sometimes all it takes is reaching out and saying that, you care, or just, are you okay? That's all it takes, because it's a rough time for a lot of us. And I say us because included. And please make sure the people around you, just reach out to the people around you. Just make sure, because it's important. And of course, if you do suffer from mental health issues and you feel, alone, or you feel you're in crisis, or even if you know somebody in crisis, in chat right now, there's a list of numbers you can call or text 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, so that you can make sure those in crisis get the help they need, because it's very important. And there's nothing wrong with having trouble dealing with mental health and what's going on around you. I take it very seriously. We all do here. And we want you to be around. So please do that and understand mental health is health. And there's nothing wrong with admitting you need help. And as my wife pointed out last episode, take time for self-care. Self-care is very important. Don't feel guilty that you need to take a self-care day. Take that damn self-care day. I know economy's rough. Don't need money to do it. Make your self-care day a day you relax for an hour and a half, 2 hours in a bath. That's it. There you go, self-care. Please do it. And
Read a favorite book you have on your shelves.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Take some time for you to recenter yourself.
Yeah.
It may sound cheesy, but as someone who is not a professional but has a bachelor's in psychology, I will say the best thing you can do for self-care is something that has value to you.
To you.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be doing something for someone else. Don't be doing something because you think you have to do it. Do it because it's something that you want to do for you.
Mm-hmm.
You'll be way more rewarding.
You will
once
recharge your empathy batteries if you take care of you.
That's the self and self-care. Please take care of that. And now I turn it over to my wife for her final parts as we close out this episode.
I'm going to speak a little bit to the mental health thing because Mama, being a registered nurse and also one that specializes not just in medical conditions, but also behavioral and mental conditions, I can tell you that I recently found out information that there was a young trans person that attempted suicide in Texas. Shortly after the directive from Abbott went through to start reporting people and that nonsense, doing gender-affirming care. And then, luckily, that child survived. The whole reason was that child was scared that their family would get reported. That child went to an outpatient facility after discharge from the hospital. And the social worker at that facility reported that child's family. That is against the law. That is a violation of HIPAA. Abbott's directive is not law. That social worker should never work again. Should have their license revoked. That facility needs to be shut down. Luckily, there are organizations helping this family to sue the shit out of Abbott and hopefully this facility. But let me tell you, if you are in a state that has passed some kind of directive about this bullshit, if you or your family are reported, please contact support groups that can help you sue the shit out of them, because it is against the law. It is against federal law. Because guess what? HIPAA trumps that shit. That's how HIPAA works. So, privacy's a bitch, baby. And when you go against it, it'll bite you in the ass. But also, please take care of yourselves. Get your COVID shots, get your boosters. Please. Thinking natural immunity is going to work against different variants is stupid. That's why you get colds every year. You may be immune to one version of a cold, but guess what? You'll get a different one. Same goes with COVID. So please, get the vaccination. Get the vaccination. Vaccines, just like flu vaccines, are tailored for current variants that they can tailor the vaccines for. So please get the vaccines and the boosters, please. And last but not least, back to that privacy thing again. A woman's right to choose is a matter of privacy and a matter of autonomy. It is healthcare.
And gender-affirming care
So
is also part of that.
it is too.
It is a right for women to choose.
And it
what
is
they
a
do.
right for anyone to choose what they do with their bodies. You can choose not to get your vaccine. I encourage you to, because it will help you live a longer life and a better life. But you can choose not to. You can choose to be a walking Typhoid Mary. That's fine. You can choose that. But please, vote blue every goddamn election, including your local ones. Please. Because Republicans have lost their goddamn minds. And they don't care about you because they're bought.
Oh, yeah.
Love y'all.
Oh, and you forgot one other. Fuck Putin.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not done saying fuck Putin.
Oh, no. Fuck Putin. Fuck Putin because legit, he is doing war crimes. So, yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Until Putin is out of Ukraine, I'm going to say fuck Putin every fucking week.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck Putin.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm going to, and if I suddenly die from radioactive poisoning,
you know why.
You know why.
And then Mama's going to go on a warpath just like Virginia would, and she's probably going to, give Putin prostate cancer.
So I do thank you all for coming and enjoying this story with us. I'm going to say one more thing as we're going. Most of my streams are pre-recorded. Vampire's all pre-recorded. And there's a lot of anxiety going back to the mental health when we started this up as a live one, because I haven't done a live chronicle, our long-term chronicle, more than 2 or 3 episodes ever on this channel. All of mine one-shots were live, chronicles were pre-recorded. And I think the viewers, because the viewers' reactions and the players' reactions helped with my anxiety a lot. So thank you all, players and viewers, for, making this live when Shanky's finally back to live work out. So I thank everyone for coming. I thank the players for being here. Good night, everybody.